Hi, everyone, and welcome to Jasper's Game Day. I'm your host with the most, your GM, Jared, and I am playing with these amazing folk. Oh, geez, I'm so excited and super nervous. I just had to say that out loud. Thank you so much for being here. I know we have hit our donations, but please keep donating to a wonderful cause because it's awesome. If you're not just being here helps, but also if you could spread the word, we would love you to spread the word to your friends, family. Shake down someone outside randomly, just grab them by the collar and tell them to help. That's a New York thing. If you're not from New York, they won't get it. But with that being said, I'm joined by these amazing players, and we will be playing Pathfinder Second Edition. And it's a little homebrew. It's a winter festival. We're gonna have fun. We might do a little ice carving. We might do a little bobsledding. Who knows? But to introduce you to who they will be playing, their character, I'm gonna throw it over to the amazing, our first player, first conversation, the amazing Persephiroth, playing Taffy. How you doing today?
I'm great. Hi, I'm Persephiroth, aka Sephi or Persephone. You can find me at Persephiroth anywhere online where there's a Persephiroth, although there's now two on Twitch. I found that out recently. Very weird. Anyway, I'm going to be playing... Yeah, no, it's fine. It was made in December, like early this month, and I was like, okay, I know where you're going with this. Anyway, I am playing Taffy Tully, who is a flesh warp witch, winter witch of peppermint. She has peppermint skin, white hair, tall, lithe, very severe looking features, a long nose, and she has a peppermint cat named Werther's.
It's great. Hi, my name is Steve, Hermes4939 on Twitch and Twitter. My Twitter handle is at W9Steve. Today I am playing Waffles. Waffles is an alchemist razor-tooth goblin with the cook background. So Waffles is gray. He's very small. And if in kind of a winter setting, he's mostly bundled up, keeps to himself, but generally loves cooking. So while he does try to keep to himself, his some of his emotions start coming out when he starts talking about food and things like that. So I'm really excited and glad to be here. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Dana Ebert. I do a lot of things, but mostly I write for Pathfinder and I play Penelope on the League of Ultimate Questing podcast. You can find me on Twitter as Mistress Dana RPG. Today I'm playing Mizra, a lizardfolk redeemer. She is a recent divorcee who's finally living her own dreams of travel and adventure. Her scales are the color of a ripened mango, yellow at her face, becoming orange, and finally giving way to orange-red near the tips of her spines and fins. She dresses comfortably in grays, blues, and purples beneath a shining suit of full plate, but most curiously is, despite the winter weather and overcast skies, she is wearing a large sun hat.
What color is the sun hat?
Important questions.
It is bright red with a purple band.
Ooh, very nice. Go ahead.
I personally can't wait to see Mizra get her groove back. But I am Adam Bradford. I'm the CDO at Demiplane, and you can find me on Twitter at BadEyeAdam. We've got a lot of fun things going on at Demiplane, including an upcoming Pathfinder Nexus, the official digital toolset for Pathfinder. And so check that out in 2022. We're almost there in that new year. We've got some early access going on right now. You can check that out at pathfindernexus.com. And today I am playing Malarax, a hobgoblin wizard that may or may not be at least partially inspired by a recent movie that's breaking all kinds of records out there, where there's a big green goblin, mucking about, throwing pumpkins at people. So we will see how this goes today.
I have not seen said thing, and is that what happens?
It's a Matrix spoiler,
absolutely
isn't it?
not. There are no spoilers. Very, very vague. Everything was really vague. I was talking about a movie from 22 years ago.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So with that being said, hello, my name is B Zelda, podcaster, streamer, writer, extreme questioner of all things that I don't understand. Therefore, you're going to hear me ask questions all day long. I am playing Vander Cacti, a Lesh fighter. They just kind of like, they plant a lot of things. Their hobbies are like handing out like cut up pieces of cacti to anybody that they find cool in their lives. Where they have a constant supply of cacti isn't clear. They're not cutting it off of themselves because that would be weird, but there's always just so much cacti to hand out.
So I'm Creative Burst. I'm gonna be playing Octavia Movement. She a tiefling quirk of Scyllin, so she's really excited for the holiday season. She's not really used to the cold weather, being from Epsilon, but she's getting up and getting ready to kind of help bring love and beauty into this world.
Yeah.
Groovy. Thank you very much to everyone for being here, and again, thank you for everyone watching us currently. So, are we all ready to jump in then?
Do this.
Awesome, sweet. So, the party has been traveling upwards north into the Eye of Dread. If you don't know where that is, it's not as bad as it sounds. But traveling north has caused everyone's bellies to start to rumble. And as you're heading and thinking about how you're going to bunk down over the hills, you start to get a waft of gingerbread, and it smells delicious. It is intriguing and enticing. Everyone's head just kind of moves in that general direction, and following that smell, you keep walking, and it starts to lightly snow. And as it starts to lightly snow, you crest over the hills and you peer down into a small farming village. It is beautiful. There is decorations all over the housing. People seem to be out in the streets. There are small piles of snow here and there, but you could still see enough people. And as you're following, now you see a road and you start to follow down the road. As you're following quickly, you start to hear sleigh bells, and the sleigh runs by with a big elk. And as the sleigh goes by, a jolly, heavy-set human is in the front seat, and they wave to you and they say, "Welcome to the festival!" Ho ho! And they kind of pass quickly and heading towards the town. As you follow this large sled into the town, hear kids laughing, people talking, singing actually fills your ears. A song you probably wouldn't have heard unless you were from this area. And why don't we have, let's just break into this real quick, and let's have everyone give me a quick D20 roll. So just roll, and we'll see how well everyone does.
Oh, okay. Just keeping it simple.
Very simple.
Well, that's terrible.
Wasn't that bad.
Not the best.
How did I mess that up so badly? Exclamation roll.
Slash.
Thank you.
Slash.
Do I roll on Discord a lot, or do I roll on Discord a lot?
Awesome.
Like, I had a problem. What's the code again to do it? So I keep on messing it up.
Sure,
Nope.
it's.
I just put it in the Zoom chat too. So it's
Yep.
slash roll space 1D and then the dice number. You know.
I've been forgetting the space.
Yep, I did the same thing. 100% did the same thing.
It happens.
Yep. Now we're using the Foundry system, and it's neat. I haven't used this before, but man, this is like with the map and everything, it's really great.
Yeah, there is a beautiful snow option, which I never knew that they had, and it's beautiful.
It is so nice.
It totally set the mood.
Ah,
Oh, creative burst
Ah,
and Bad Eye, just you two just coming out the gate hard. Well, it looks like Taffy and Mizra. Did I say both of those names correctly? I apologize. Wonderful.
You did.
Thank you.
undead.
As you're walking, following the smell, following that sleigh, you're coming across, and all of a sudden, pop, pop, two balls of snow hit you both from the side, and you hear laughter, and you quickly see over your shoulder, you hear giggling and laughter, and you could kind of see, little people just popping out behind little snow things, and then a child kind of pops out holding a snowball and launches another. And at this point, the group kind of knows, and they're kind of throwing snowballs at the incomers. It seems to be some kind of tradition that these children are just messing around with everyone. As you can see, the sleigh ahead of you has some small, when you throw snow and they hit, left like marks on the side of the sleigh.
I pull out my gun. I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't do that.
Woke up and chose violence.
Mhm.
Little kid's like, no. They all kind of laugh and scatter, and you understand it's in playful fun. There was no malice intended behind it. And you kind of head into the town, and you see people walking around, and you smell that gingerbread, and it just smells amazing. So it's a fairly large farming village. In the center is what looks to be a well, and behind the well is a very large cauldron with all kind of arcane markings all over this cauldron. There are a number of figures, people moving to and fro, but then some people that kind of pick up your eye in the town, and you kind of wander in. There are stalls, and there's a big it looked like a farm at one point, but now there's just blocks of ice all over. And as the group kind of passes and starts to head towards the middle of the town, a halfling kind of rushes out at the group and says, "Would anyone like to join the ice carving? We're looking, you all look wonderful. It's only 3 silver and you get to win the pot if you would like to join the ice carving. Anyone? Any takers? Come on."
What if I traded you a cactus for
cactus? What's a cactus?
Well, you could eat it, you could throw it at your enemies. You could
It's a pointy desert plant.
Uh-huh.
Desert plant? I've never been to a desert. You know what? I will accept cactuses. Cactuses
Okay.
are now on the table. Does anyone want to pay in cacti? Cactuses? What's the plural?
Waffle, here, take this cacti.
Okay. This is actually the first time Waffle has closed their formula book.
Mm-hmm.
And so they smelled the gingerbread and close their alchemical formula book and look up and gingerly take the cactus.
It is very sharp.
And is careful with it, but still kind of tugs on Mizra a little bit and says, can we go? And still, looking still a little bit tired, but still very excited about the smell of gingerbread and something new to try. Can I find the gingerbread recipe? Can I add that to what I already have? So I'm Waffles is very excited about this.
Oh, of course, dear. Go have fun.
Yes. So the only thing Waffles has is a dagger, and so they think that that's going to be part of the ice carving. So they quickly pull out a dagger and almost run at the man who is introducing. It's an ice carving now.
No, dagger.
Don't worry, he's harmless. He'll only kill at least one person.
Wait, what? No, no killing.
What?
No.
Who said anything about killing?
We don't
didn't
want
say
any
anything about
problems
killing.
here.
Oh, you mean Waffles? Waffles would definitely kill someone. Yes. Yeah.
No, Waffle,
No.
no.
Okay.
No, okay.
So he puts it away and just holds up the cactus. It's like
The halfling takes the cactus, not realizing. I'm sorry. Does the cactus have pointy bits on it?
Prickly bits, yeah, they hurt.
Awesome. So the
Like
halfling just reaches out and grabs it and the halfling just looks at his hand, and then pulls it out and says, "Ow!
I told you it was pointy.
You did. I thought the ends were pointy. And you could see them picking at their finger.
Those are the ends. I mean, if you look at it, it's covered in points.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Isn't it?
It's a
Yes.
good currency, though.
It is. It's rare, and I will definitely use this in this year's stew. And then the halfling is kind of rubbing and pulling the bits out of their palm and fingertips. And Waffles, the halfling kind of takes you in, and there's this big ice block on a tree stump, and there are other folk in this area who are also standing at the ice pedestals. Now, with anyone, are you guys gonna all stay around the ice carving, or would you also like to venture off? You have a few moments before the ice carvings will begin.
I'd
I'll
like to
venture
enjoy
off.
the ice carving.
Yeah, I think I'll venture off.
Okay, Octavia is going to venture off. Anyone else with Octavia, or is
I'm going to enter the ice carving.
you're going to
Going to
enter
enter the ice
Taffy?
carving.
Yes, I'm going to enter.
Taffy
Ice
will
carving, what a grand waste of time. I'm going to go find this bread of ginger.
Ooh.
What? You think
You
ice
just
carving
hate the
is a waste
fun,
of
don't you,
time?
Malax?
Yeah, you
Ice
hate
carving.
fun.
I mean, honestly, like, why would
no, where's
anybody
it-
ever do that?
Because
But
it's
fun.
art. It's art. It's creation. I may not
Uh-huh.
be. It's not maybe my medium, but I'm looking forward to see what is created.
Society
Octavia.
doesn't need art.
Yes, it
Society
does.
definitely needs art.
And
And
so
it's
Octavia's
quickly-
gonna be a star.
quickly Waffle takes a piece of paper out of one of their books and quickly writes on a piece of paper and folds it up and hands it to Malarex. And basically inside it says, if you can get me the gingerbread recipe, I will pay you 1 gold. And just folds it up and then wanders back to their ice carving.
You're on. And then I am going to completely just follow my nose.
Wonderful.
And Mizra is going to begin wandering through stalls, looking for holiday gifts for her children.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm also gonna be looking for gifts and also their food, but she's also gonna be looking for like a small crystal thing.
small crystal things. Okay,
Yeah.
crystals, holiday gifts. And Vander, what you're gonna stay with the ice carvings, or are you gonna wander with the rest of the group?
They're gonna kind of covertly follow Malarax because they don't understand how they can't appreciate the art of ice making, and they want to deploy a secret plan in which they will eventually love the art of carving ice into sculptures.
I appreciate that.
Ooh. My character, Akiva, will definitely be into helping people appreciate more art.
So as Octavia, Mizra, Vander, and Malarex kind of head off into the stalls, Malarex following their nose, kind of seeking out that gingerbread. It's now all seems to be wafting from this very large, obviously it's a bakery of a sort. But as you're heading in that direction, a commotion erupts, and coming running out of the stall is a halfling, female halfling, black hair, and holding a spoon in one hand and an oven mitt in the other, and they are chasing what you would assume is the tiniest little object ever, and it run past your feet, and as it runs past, that smell of gingerbread kind of wafts up into your nose, and this little creature is just running off, and now is hiding behind it kind of ran towards the ice sculpting, and it's kind of hiding behind Mizra, and it's kind of shaking in its little boots, and it's just shaking, and the halfling person comes over and says, "What? Oh goodness me, oh sorry," and then kind of starts to reach around you and is trying to catch the little gingerbread person, just running around, says, "Oh, I always mess up this recipe, I never get it right at all," and they're trying to catch it, and they reach out and they grab the gingerbread person object, and they stuff it into a bag, and you could see the bag is just kicking and squirming. There's multiple living ginger objects in here.
Wait, is that alive?
It appears so.
I've been told by my therapist that things that are alive should not be captured thusly.
Well, the halfling kind of looks at you, Malarax, and then looks at Mizra and Octavia, and kind of looks at everyone. It's no, I always get the recipe wrong, and I always, they're not really alive. They only come to life for a few moments. But
you're going to give them a short, painful death by being eaten by all the residents here? That seems really cruel, just so you know.
Waffles is going to try to sneak over and slit the bottom of the bag open while taking their bag of marbles and putting it under the halfling's feet.
Waffles, would you like to make a thievery check? Because you're trying to do something a little sneaky.
They're terrible at it. I mean, they're abjectly terrible. They have no thievery. Like,
Nice.
let me find it. Thievery is +7, so let's do a +7. 22.
It's fairly high. You're able to quickly cut the bottom of the bag, and with that, you just hear like yell, like small, like, "Ah!" and they all kind of fall out. And what they kind of look like is the best way. Little gingerbread living creatures, kind of all different types. You have like what maybe is a possible turtle, a little tree, and they all just kind of flee in different directions. And the halfling kind of goes, "Oh no, the bag!" and takes a step back and slips on the marbles.
Can I catch one?
You may catch one. They're just running in like different directions.
Okay. Oh, come here. I just want to be your friend. And I'm gonna scoop up like a turtle and a dove.
Yep.
Yeah. And do they look tasty?
They do. They smell delicious. They're freshly baked ginger bread cookies.
If nobody's looking, I'll take a bite.
So no one
is looking directly at you, just looking. She's not doing anything. She's just like,
I take a bite.
The circle of life.
Like
Oh,
the
dear.
leg or
Oh, dear.
arm or the head?
Oh, I can
Oh,
hear
the
it
head.
screams.
Oh, hold on. Let me keep chewing. Okay, the scream should stop now.
Oh, it's gone. Yeah. It was screaming and then silence.
I couldn't help myself. You know, when
Sort
you're
of
a
like after I
talked. The turtle's still here, though.
Yes, and you just watch you eat its companion. It's probably traumatized.
Yeah, it's not making any sound. That's
That
weird. I don't know
little
why.
dear.
I don't get
Turtle
why
just
did
walked the
they?
turtle.
Why did the recipe require them to be alive for a bit?
It tasted really good.
Mm-hmm. That
The
best
last breath
gingerbread
of
you've
life
had.
always tastes the sweetest.
I am paralyzed by this current moral quandary, and so I'm going to excuse myself and wait for someone else to do something where I can feel justified in my actions.
Oh,
Will the ice
Yeah.
sculptures come to life too if we carve them?
oh, I'll eat some of that.
No, the ice sculptures do not come to life. They have that, as you say that, Taffy. The halfling's like, it looks at you like, and it's like, why would the ice? As they're like standing up from like the fall, they're like,
Why would the gingerbread become sentient? What are you doing in that oven?
I don't know. Half the time, I follow the recipes and they come out like this.
What about the other half?
You know what? Screw the ice sculpture. I'm going to get your cookbook and I'm going to go see what the hell is going on. I just start
Yeah.
marching off in the direction that she came from.
Yeah, me too. Like, we both. Like, let's see what kind of magic is in this recipe.
I still
Yeah,
have-
Taffy
Knowing that the
holds out an
recipe is
arm.
worth a gold piece, Malarax is going to definitely continue to follow Taffy and is going to, look over the shoulder,
Mhm.
waiting for that recipe, and is going to pluck it, the whole page, as soon as.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, no, that's it.
sorry, it's sometimes there's a delay and I can't figure out when people are talking, so I
Okay.
apologize.
100%.
Taffy, who is about 6'5" and like almost skeletal but peppermint, holds out a spindly arm to each of you for you to grab, and then just starts like doing the hocus pocus walk into the building, like from side to side.
So
side
I want
to
to
side to
clarify
side to side.
if
I love
Taffy
that
is
one.
6'5", that Malarax is looking under the shoulder. Is still trying to see the page.
Mizra is going to help the halfling back to their feet and begin collecting the loose cookies.
As you collect the loose cookies with the halfling, Mizra, the halfling says, "Thank you very much," and I'm very, very sorry for all this mess. Here, have one, and they give you a gingerbread cookie that is not alive. It's just a general gingerbread cookie.
Oh, thank goodness.
Its life already ended. I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
As you,
Yeah.
so the the two of you are just grabbing these gingerbread creatures, and Taffy, Malarex, Octavia, and Vander, right? Did you all...
I stayed back because I wanted to keep eating more of the cookies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Vander's just picking up cookies off the floor, is just nom.
Absolutely devouring them.
Tastes so
Wonderful.
alive.
As Taffy kind of marches, taking the group into this bakery, you kind of march in. You go around the counter, and it smells beautiful. And you go around the counter, and you go into the back, and it's a normal, bakery layout. You see a table and all that stuff, and on the table is this massive book. And you start to look it over, and while there are some recipes, it additionally looks like there are some arcane spells written in. It looks like this might have been a wizard's book that they mixed up with a cookbook. Like if they had fallen and just kind of jammed all the papers into a book. And you see it says gingerbread, and it says 1 cup ginger, flour, and then the spell for animate rope is in there.
That's one way to
this is an
hide
easy
yourself.
mistake to make. Oh,
I'm going
This
to
is a
need to
complete and total
confiscate
mess.
this book.
Malarex is confiscating the book.
hey, I was waiting that.
You can read it however you like, but I'm coming out of this place with it.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, so
We should at least separate the recipes first. Like maybe let her keep her recipes and just kind of keep the spells and follow the spells away so that this doesn't happen again.
This woman is far
yeah.
too irresponsible to have something of this magnitude in her
yeah, but
bakery.
we could help her a little. It's not her fault that she's creating life willy-nilly like some sort of profane god. It's not her fault.
I'm saying keep the ordinary recipes and you can take the spells if you want.
Let's just see what we can do. Can I roll a like our?
Yeah,
I think it's Arcana. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what my bonus to that is. +9. Okay.
Hey.
I did it right. 25.
Woo. So as you're like looking over the book and trying to figure out exactly what spells are in there, you notice something that's called Peppermint Brittle and Ray of Frost. The spell of Ray of Frost is involved with that. You keep looking.
Was this how it's made? Right, Taffy is fully a peppermint person.
I don't think this is exactly how Taffy was made.
There's no essence. There's no essence of rudeness here. That can't be me. Anyway.
There are other different recipes in there. One of them calls it's a soup, and it's called the most confusing soup you've ever had, and the name is with a question mark, and the spell befuddled is involved with that soup.
This should be preserved as a relic of what not to do when cooking.
I guess there is a lot of similarities between wizardry and cooking.
I'm trying to tell you that this is too dangerous for someone that doesn't know what they're doing to have.
I
their
agree,
hands on.
Malarax. I agree. But we can't leave
Yeah.
them without a cookbook, so let's try and separate it if we can. Is there too much to try and separate?
As you look through the book, you're able to you could scribble out generally the spells. Like you could just take like a pen to it and
No, don't destroy it. Don't destroy it.
No, we're
I can
not
add
doing
this
that.
to my spell book.
Well, you could take the spells out, like copy them down, and then mark them out so that they stop bringing gingerbread cookies to life.
Is there a bookmaker in town, like a proper bookmaker, that we could scribble all this out and they could get a clean copy?
Yeah, you could definitely find a scribe.
Let's do that. Malarax, take whatever spells you want and then just cross them out as you go, and then we'll get them a new book.
Fair enough.
Now we switch scenes to outside with Mizra, Vander, and Waffles, correct? You're outside. And as you're helping putting back the gingerbread, the living gingerbread things into a bag, Vander is just stuffing their face with ginger cookies. Just The little halfling kind of looks up at you, Mizra, and is like, thank you so much for helping me. This is just a mess. I am not cut out for any of this, and I I apologize. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. So I'm so sorry. I'm just laying this out onto you, but and they dust their hands off and they hold out their hand and they say, "Coupon."
Don't worry about it, dear. I'm Mizra, but you can call me Miss or Mum if you'd like.
Well, Mum, Ms. Mum. And your friends, and they look over at Vander, and Vander's just.
My name's Vander Cacti. I've been friends with Ms. for quite some time. She keeps me out of trouble, which is good because not everybody likes to get a cacti as a gift. Would you like a cacti? I found it on the ground.
They hold their hand out for a cacti.
It's picky. Watch out.
You drop it. They kind of reach out for the cacti, and they realize it has like that prickliness to them. They're like, and thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the cookies. They're pretty good off the ground.
Oh, I hear the dirt does add a little bit to it.
The crunch, yeah.
Nice. It's exactly what I hear. Thank you so much. And like looking the group over and seeing Waffles over there, and they kind of reach out to Waffles and they reach out the other hand because they had the prickly cactus
and so they, just says Waffles. And then they just wander back behind Mizra, and that's about it, because they do know that they were literally responsible for all the gingerbreads getting out and tripping the guy with their bag of marbles. So they are kind of a little bit done with this too. Like, they were more interested. They're kind of bummed that they're not sculpting ice right now. They're extremely excited that Vander got to have some cookies, but they just kind of wander behind Mizra and then just pull out their book and then just kind of zone out.
Mizra will pat Waffles on the shoulder and say, "Go on, dear. Don't you think you'd best collect your marbles?"
And so I look down a little bit and I pull out my bag and I just start wandering around to get them something to do. So then they start wandering around to pick up their marbles.
Waffles, you want any help with that? I mean, I could eat one or two.
And they just kind of shrug and they're like, yeah,
Cool.
yeah. And so they basically kind of share in one of the cookies that Vander may still have while they're kind of wandering around looking for their bag of marbles.
So with seeing that the halflings like kind of now putting two and two together, that it was your marbles that tripped them, and they're like
someone else's marbles. I'm just picking this up so no one else falls on them. And then just like 100% almost believing that too. It just completely just like, no, it's these are dangerous. You should not have these. I'm going to pick these up, and that's about it.
They put their hands on their shoulders and they're like, okay.
And then while they're picking up their marbles, Waffles also has an alchemist familiar that kind of wanders out from under their cloak and starts grabbing up the marbles as well. And if anyone's seen Treasure Planet Morph, that little amalgamous little floating thing,
amazing.
So their name is Smoothie Maker, and so they wander around and actually kind of inhale, like just kind of absorb some of these marbles. So then you just see this ball rolling around full of marbles while Waffles is really kind of trying to tell his halfling, we're just cleaning up. This is totally fine.
So don't worry about him, dear.
So at this point, Waffles is picking everything up, and the halfling puts their hands on their shoulders and looks at you and Mizra and says, well, what brings you all up this way? You definitely are not from here. And then they're kind of like poking the cactus, or like trying to poke around the spiky bits.
Well, all different reasons, I suppose, but We've come here for the festival, no doubt.
Oh, and right as it looks like they're about to just dump all this information upon you, a loud call goes up in the back, and at this point, Tuffy, Malarex, and Octavia kind of walk out again, doing the hocus pocus walk, just out the door. And in the call in the back, you hear that halfling that you guys paid for with cacti, and says, "Come on, now is your time. Come see the ice sculpting event.
Yes.
We have our sculptors lined up. And please, if you paid to come and sculpt, join us now. Now's your time."
Waffles, we gotta go.
Yeah.
You'll
Leave the
deal with the book
marbles.
later, right?
Come on, Maverick. Let's go support Waffles.
Malarax is walking past the halfling and just says, "I'm confiscating this," and like puts it beneath his robe, and somehow it looks like it just kind of disappears. But he's just placing it, where his hips don't lie, and hopefully they can't see where the book is anymore.
Don't worry about it. I don't really know your name, but I don't really care. We're going to return it to you. The recipes that you had were
And mixed it with
defiled
spells.
with magic.
Yeah,
That's not my priority to return it.
yeah.
What?
Somehow Maddox spells got
Malarex.
mixed into the cookbook.
Manarax, what did your therapist say about taking things and confiscating them without permission?
I don't remember that session.
Of course you don't. You're going to copy down those spells, you're going to cross them out, and you're going to take it to a bookbinder.
You're not the boss of me.
Manarax.
If you're not good, if you're not gonna do it, I am.
On the way to the ice carving, Waffles is literally just hands Malarax a gold, because they fully know that he got what he asked for and knows he'll probably get it later, and so they give him the gold and then wander off.
Very well, I'll return it.
Well, you don't need to return the original copy. You get to keep that. We just need to get a new copy with just the recipes in it, you know?
I'll return the new copy. As
Thank
long as
you.
we're not running for our lives or something, and we have to read this very quickly. As I said, it's just not a priority. I intend to do it. It's just not my priority.
It's
That's fine.
festival. We're gonna be spending around having fun. What? We're not gonna be in a time to relax and not fight.
When has that ever been what actually happened when we got together?
Ice sculpture time.
Yes, this is the ice sculpture. No point in dwelling on the past where we may have made some mistakes. A lot of them.
As the
Some of
party
them, actually.
as the party makes their way over to the ice sculptures, now you could see in this kind of area with multiple different ice standings, there are two empty spots, one for Waffles and one for Taffy, who signed up. And you take your place behind your sculptures, and now the party is kind of outside and people are gathering, and this seems to be a big event. There are lots of people here cheering, getting ready, kids kind of moving forward, and everyone, all the other ice sculptors start to pull out their tools. Taffy and Waffles, what tools would you be using?
First, Taffy, go ahead.
No, Waffles, go ahead. You send up first.
They're gonna take out their bag of caltrops,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to go look at what other tools they're using and leave at least one or two caltrops trying in the snow next to at least two or three other he's going to try to look at the best sculptors and leave more caltrops nearest theirs to kind of dissuade them. And then Waffles will be using they have some alchemical supplies, so they're going to be using their dagger, and then anything like not necessarily their alchemist fire, like the actual stuff, but they're going to be using some of it to try to cut through some of the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And then what they're also going to do is try to give Taffy Cheetah's elixir to try to help her speed up in the ice carving. Since we've tried to sabotage the competition, with my caltrops, give Taffy a cheetah's elixir to try to speed up her movements, and then try to use some of my dagger and some of my leftover alchemist tools to try to melt some ice and try to cut some ice with my dagger.
Ooh. Taffy, you've been given a cheetah elixir, which makes you move faster.
Yes.
And what tools are you using for this event?
So the first thing that I do is I reach into my bag and I pull out this massive fat cat, about 30 pounds of cat and fur, who is the color of peppermint, so red and white swirls, who just looks at the sculpture and goes, meow. And then I turn the cat. What else? Can you do something about this? Who's my good girl? Who's my good girl? You can do this. You can do this. Meow. And I just set her in front of the ice.
Wonderful. At this point, a older halfling female kind of steps forward, and the crowd starts to part. And the halfling that took everyone's money kind of bows and passes a, like one of those paper megaphones. And the female halfling, finally dressed, older, with a little cane, looks out and puts the megaphone up to their mouth and says, "Welcome one and all to the last event for the Winter's Festival before the Rock Stew. And we have new guests joining us, and hopefully they could dethrone Xander." And everyone kind of cheers, and you see someone in the background, a burly gentleman, he kind of waves to the crowd. Xander's been our reigning champ for the last 5 festivals, so hopefully our 2 new competitors can dethrone them. And thank you very much to everyone for being here. Yes, winter festivals and rock soup. This is exciting. As everyone can see, the cauldron has been brought out. And we will get to that once we are done here. And I will now pass it over to our lovely mayor. And the older halfling hands it over to the other halfling who's taking money and says, "Thank you. Thank you. So welcome, everyone. Yes, yes. And on the count of 3, our competitors will start their ice carvings." And then everyone starts to count 1, 2, 3. And then with that, everyone starts to move very quickly. Boom, 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 boom. You hear shaving. At one point, you kind of hear what sounds like a chainsaw go off in the background. Just, and everyone's moving very quickly, except for Taffy's little kitty, who is still sitting there. And the reason for that is I do need a roll from Waffles and Taffy. So please roll. And don't forget, we've been granted a D4 to everyone for the event.
What are we rolling here?
So you can roll. Let me see. So you could either use crafting, or because it kind of sounds like you're using your kitty cat to do this, you could use your spell casting modifier. So for which that would be their intelligence, correct?
Yes.
So you can roll your intelligence modifier. You would add your intelligence to that.
Cool.
Whoa, Hermes got a 30.
Crafting master.
Oh no!
And don't forget to add a D4 to that, so you could just slash.
Oh, I didn't.
roll.
I didn't add a D4.
That wasn't
30,
much better.
33 for me.
33, and
That's pretty awesome.
and a solid 10 for Taffy, but that's okay. The
Can
kitty
Taffy have an extra for the cheetah's elixir that Waffles gave her?
Yes, actually, you know what? You could roll another D20, Taffy. Well, for the cheetah elixir.
Cool. Well, that's an 18 altogether, so that's better than nothing.
Yes.
Hey.
Awesome. So, between Taffy and Waffles moving at light speed, Taffy's kitty cat just kind of out. And yeah, claws going everywhere. Amazing. Craziness happens. And Waffles, same thing. You go start hammering, and a few contestants that were nearby seem to have stepped on pointy acorns or something that were around them. Who knows what happened? It seemed like they might have been there beforehand, with it could have been there beforehand. Some of them are jumping on their toes, slowing down, but it looks like Taffy and Waffles have come out and created sculptures, wonderful sculptures. Taffy, what does your sculpture look like?
It is just the backside of a cat, with its tail raised, and an incredibly detailed butthole.
Wonderful. Okay. Waffles, and your sculpture?
Waffle's sculpture is of Vander, but Vander's like reaching with a cacti like into the air, like with just this serene look on their face, with like crumbs kind of like down the mouth of like a half turtle, like gingerbread cookie out of their mouth. So
you can make all that out in the eye sculpture.
And they also have
impressive detail.
They also have a bag of like rubber balls. And what they tried to do is take a couple of their crossbow bolts and like shove them into the ice to make some pricklies on the cactus, and then you have these two red rubber balls that are like shoved into the ice that they melted with some of the alkali fire, so it just looks like this twisted like pointy thing, but trying to carve this like serene face on Vander, and it looks like this, like it's well done from the roll, but with their low wisdom and high intelligence they figured out how to ice carve, but with their low wisdom, they're like, oh yeah, totally. These eyeballs this is it. This is it.
Makes sense. So we have Taffy, Kitty, Cat from behind, and
Essence de Boutte.
Essence de Boutte. I love that name. And Waffles, Vander cactus sculpture. And the crowd goes silent, and everyone kind of is like in awe of these two sculptures because you guys destroyed it with your rolls. I had DCs and you guys destroyed them. And everyone's kind of just stops, and the mayor kind of just comes around and puts their hand up, and people clap, for the first person sculpture and second person. They finally get to Essence de Boutte, and the kids love it. Like the little kids that threw those, they go bananas. They are just in love with your sculpture.
It is supposed to signify whether the butthole gazes at you or you gaze at the butthole. It's a philosophical thing.
Yes.
Meow.
So the kids love it. They're screaming. Even like some of the older adults are cheering along. And then they go over to Waffles, and everyone really cheers and really enjoys what's going on. And the halfling goes, well, it looks like our new friend here has claimed the prize. And they pull out a large sack, and in the sack is a beautiful cobblestone.
Like I said, waste of time.
Wasted is no waste of time.
Everyone cheers as Waffles kind of like holds the cobblestone, and the older woman now steps forward and starts the song, the chant, the kind of like the song that you heard when you were coming in, and you hear the lyrics, and people start to catch up, and it says, rock stew for me, rock stew for you. It's the soup that helps us all in all that we do. If you want to make it, you need a few things: potato, carrot, celery, and 5 scallion rings. Rock stews for me, rock stews for you. It's the dish that's helps us see winter through. Some salt, some pepper, a cauldron of bounty, and a few cuts of mutton, and a magic rock. And everyone cheers when they say magic rock, as they see the Waffles holding the rock, and they
now I get it.
Yeah. And they start to lead Waffles towards the cauldron.
So what? We're gonna eat stew with the cobblestone in it.
Waffles is super unsure about all these people now, like kind of around them, because when they got the cobblestone, they heard it was magic, so they started trying to like carve some off to go into some of their reagents, and then we're like looking around like, oh. And so they're going with it, but this isn't their jam. They had no idea they were going to win.
As you are all heading into the direction of the cauldron, the older woman halfling that's leading you singing the song kind of leans over, and the group they figured out you were all kind of together at this point, and they kind of are all pushing you forward as the larger group and pushing you all kind of towards the cauldron. Moving forward, you all make your way to the cauldron, and they kind of pick up Waffles, like the group of people kind of like pick him up and carry him around, chanting and cheering.
Waffles, waffles, waffles.
As the group kind of chants and cheers for Waffles, they place Waffles down, and the older woman takes the rock from Waffles and puts it in the cauldron that's in the center next to, remember the really cool well, and places it in and says, "What would you like your wish to be, sir?"
Waffles kind of pauses and then kind of has like a formula book and their own cookbook. They have a cooking background. They were essentially raised in like this world version of a food truck.
Cool.
And so they actually raise up their cookbook and full cookbook, and so they understand that now that everyone's looking at a goblin. And so they want to use as least amount of words as possible, and it just says full cookbook, and then that's their wish.
And everyone kind of cheers and says, and the older halfling woman says, "Well, I think that is something we can make happen by the end of today. And thank you all for being here. Now, please enjoy the rest of the festivities." And she kind of looks over at Waffles and says, "Please wait here for a few moments as we can all head back and figure out how to get you a full cookbook, as that is your winter festival's wish." And the crowd kind of cheers and disperses. And now it's just you, the rest of the group, the older woman, and that same halfling from before, the one who was confused about the recipes and had definitely the wrong recipe book. And the older halfling woman says, "I know this is strange, but where do you all hail from? You're clearly not from our the Five Scallion area. Where is everyone from? Are you just passing through?"
I'm from Absalom.
Okay.
Why so many personal questions?
Yeah. What do you want next? Like my mother's maiden name?
I think
Waffles,
on you.
Waffles
I
has
don't have
totally
one.
bailed at this point and is literally hiding behind Mizra and is like, they're all tapped out. Like,
What color was
tapped
my
out.
first horse? I mean,
Like all
honestly.
tapped out.
What's the first street you were born on?
I'm so sorry. I just noticed interesting clothing on everyone, clearly not from this region. And well, it seems you've won our competition. And she looks over Mizra's direction and kind of looking down towards Waffles.
Right. And as you kind of get to Mizra, as they were being asked questions, she immediately just started like divulging all kinds of information that nobody asked for. Well, my oldest name is... Ooh, that's not my voice. Mizra. That's it. Well, my eldest name is Valoria. She's smart as a whip and gorgeous as the sunrise. And then there's Josh.
And the halfling woman's like, whoa, well, the older halfling's like, well, I'm so surprised to see everyone, and thank you for that. I apologize for all the questions, and well, if I could ask all of you a favor, maybe on this winter's festival, maybe you could help us out here.
Now the truth comes out.
That sounds lovely, dear.
Yes, it's the holiday season. Christmas huge on its way. We're better trying to help people.
I mean, I wouldn't mind winning something better than a stone.
Well, we can well, if you help us out, the town would be indebted to you, and we would be very happy to and the younger halfling, clearly at this point you can recognize that that's probably her granddaughter or her daughter, and she kind of steps forward. She's like, no, we could handle this. It's we don't have to. And then she's like, shh. She pets the younger daughter's hair, and it's like, no. They
Is there something you want us to kill?
Well,
a little thing to kill? Something to murder? Just a little bit?
Just possibly. Well,
we don't do that. Why would you assume that we're a bunch of rampant killers? That's incredibly rude.
I apologize. Well, I don't.
No,
think...
it's fine. We carry deadly weapons all the time.
Yeah.
Well, it
yeah,
seems
we murder
that...
a lot, actually.
And then with that, she's like, "What?
Oh no, it's fully deserved."
Oh, okay. Well, I understand that. Okay. Well, how can I explain this? Our village, this seems to be a small issue. Normally, the other towns like to help out with the Winter's Festival and donate goods. There was an issue with some pixies, and well, we didn't get all the goods for the soup for the festival, and we're kind of in a clutch here. Would you all mind seeing if you could retrieve the goods? I know exactly where they are, and it's super easy, maybe 5-10 minutes of your time. Okay, I lied. Maybe like 3 hours of your time, and you could. And when you get back, we will be more than happy. And the older woman kind of reaches into her purse, and it's a small purse, nice flowers on the outside, and pulls out a solid bar of silver. And you realize, and it's like, we could pay.
Then Waffles actually raises their hand, and then will wander over to the old woman and ask her to kneel down a little bit.
She kind of
and then Waffles just pauses in a very, quiet voice and says, "You need to give us all the information. So if we kill something, we know what to kill. Do not tell anyone that I talk like this, or I will kill you too.
What?
Give us the information that we need to complete the mission. Give us the silver bar and fill my book." And then they look like a normal goblin again, and then just rush past back to Mizra, and then just like completely just tune right back out.
Don't worry about him, dear. He struggles to be the best version of himself.
Yeah,
Just tell us how we can help.
Yeah.
Taffy leans over to Mizra and goes, "He does know we all know that he talks like that, right? He knows that already.
It's never been a secret.
It's not subtle. It's not subtle.
I should connect him with my therapist.
I think that would help a lot.
Maybe I can help with that, like airstream motions and paper. It's something that I'm very familiar with.
Okay. The older halfling woman is very much taken aback by the sudden situation, the chains of this, and the halfling looks and says, well, first off, we will pay if you can retrieve the goods, and it's like I said, they're not far, only a few hours travel of your time. You can retrieve all the goods, and it will help out the town, and we would be eternally grateful. So is that okay?
Is this soup meant to get you through the entire winter, like the song?
Yes.
All right, we should help.
Yeah.
I have one demand.
We can't let these people starve.
What?
Well, two
what
demands.
Okay, the 2 demands.
One,
Yes.
the ice sculpture gets turned into a real sculpture, and you have to present it in town forever.
Oh.
Okay.
Both of them. Both
I mean, the
sculptures.
winner or the one that was like the first loser?
Yeah, I
But-
don't think they had the magic for that. I'm not quite sure.
Both.
Oh. Okay. So yours and
Yeah.
the
One
goblins.
of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Waffles did
Okay.
a good job.
Two. And
Yes.
I don't know what other demands my compatriots may have, but I desire a pink fluffy sweater for my cat. Wow.
That is actually fairly easy to get. We have a wonderful tailor in town, and they do amazing work. And I'm sure if you bring your cat over to them, they can handle that very easily. Not a
Mother
problem.
loves her sweater. She loves her sweater so much. Don't you, sweetie? Don't you?
Number 3, a pink fuzzy sweater for the statue of the cat as well.
Well, that's important.
Very. Must imitate life, yes.
Okay, I feel that we can totally take care of that. And any other demands besides being paid?
3,000 platinum.
No, we don't need that. We don't need that.
That was a joke. It was a
Oh.
joke. Sometimes people can't tell because of the accent.
Okay.
And also my face.
We will very graciously pay and have the statues turned into real statues. Pink fuzzy sweater for the kitty cat and a pink fuzzy sweater for the statue kitty cat. Correct?
Number 4, I don't have to give back this recipe book. I can just keep it because
No,
copying all
no.
this is going to take way too long.
No.
And the younger halfling kind of looks at grandma and is like shrugs and is like, I've never learned to cook with that book. And the grandmother looks at you and kind of like bobs and walks around. She's like,
It'll be because there was magic spells intertwined in it. Once we get it without the magic spells, it'll be perfectly fine. So you'll be able to make questions with it fine. And that's something we agreed on before this, and you're not going back on that.
well,
You're not the boss of me.
Malarax, we are here to discuss this.
Very well. The sooner that we can get this
Thank
done, the
you.
sooner we can move on with our lives from this quaint little sad place.
How is it sad? That's quite lovely. But
Thank
you just
you.
not think like things that bring joy.
Uh,
Do you need more joy in your life, Malarax? Do you need more joy?
I think he does.
I go over to any door nearby that has a wreath. I
Yeah.
grab it and I place it on Malarax's neck.
That looks good. You look festive.
Spirit for the season.
Wow. It's almost like you're smiling, but it's just because I can't really see your face.
he just drops his head and walks off. And then when no one's looking, he does a ray of frost to just like make it crush and crumble off of his shoulder.
oh,
I think Malarax is happy.
so the older halfling woman says, well, if those demands are your only demands, and she pulls out a list, and it is on the list there are carrots and scallions and potatoes, and each one of them has a name next to them. She says, okay, so here you have to go to Farmer Gretel's and pick up the carrots and celery for the soup. Over here you have to go to the Hollow Hills and pick up some potatoes from some dwarves. And well, remember the pixie situation? They might or might not have taken the last bit of what we need.
Can't we just beat up the pixies and get everything they stole?
You could. They are tiny. So
Wait, I'm tiny. No, don't beat up things that are tiny.
But they stole food from people that are going to starve.
They
We steal
deserve
it back from them.
Yes, and they get in the way. We'll, shish
Okay.
kebab them.
If we
Burn
punch
them
them
with
in
fire.
I'm sure we can convince them.
Malarax.
Yeah, it's like we are very persuasive when we need to be.
Very persuasive. Taffy pulls out her 2 guns.
Very persuasive,
They-
right.
One is
that was-
white, the
no,
other is
with-
pink.
yes.
I meant with words.
Yes, words. I have very strong words. Boom, boom.
You can get something out of anybody when their feet are on fire.
Boom, boom.
That is true.
May someone help me?
As you are all kind of deciding, she kind of looks over the group and kind of eyeballs everyone and says, she like stomps her little cane and is like, well, if we wanted to catch and get everything done before the sundown, why don't you all go on your way and please don't catch cold, and here you go. And she kind of runs behind a counter and pulls out little bags, and they look like little bags of food, and she kind of hands them off to the group.
Oh,
And she's
thank
like,
you.
These traveling
This
rations,
is so adorable and quaint.
they should help. So I would go to the farmer's Gretel's farm. It's the closest one. All you have to do is follow the road, make a left. You're gonna see the pine tree. You gotta make a right, and then once you pass the pine tree, maybe less than a few feet, and you'll see the farm. It's not that far from here.
I hope one of you absorbed those directions because they went out of my ears immediately.
Waffle
Well, I was
has a
looking in
book
my
out.
snack
Yeah,
bag.
Waffle has a book out, and he says, "Yeah, it's fine."
Yeah.
Thanks,
And then-
Waffles.
Thank you, Waffle.
And then prior to leaving, Waffles actually has like a dueling cape, and will put it over their face and walk up to the old woman and hand her just a rubber ball. Says, "To remember me," and then just seriously just wanders off.
Yeah, good old Waffles.
Good old
Yeah.
Waffles.
He is the best of us.
As you follow the directions that were given, you only get lost maybe once or twice. All the pine trees kind of look the same, and you get turned around, but it's not too far. She was not wrong at all. And as you kind of get down a few roads, you come down a now dirt road, and as you follow the dirt road, you could start to see farmland off into the distance, and you head down, and you now see basically a new wood carving sign, and it says Gretel's Farm, and underneath it hangs the symbol for the god Erastil. As you kind of head down the farm, you're heading down the dirt road, and you can see a farmhouse now in the distance. As you get there, sitting on the porch, smoking a pipe, is a very old gentleman, and there are 3 kids just playing in the yard. As you get closer, the older gentleman says, howdy y'all, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome to the winter festivals. How's everyone going?
Good. We're just here to kind of help and make sure everything goes smoothly.
Okay.
We're doing lovely, dear.
That's not why I'm here.
I think we're
Oh, you
grocery
Gretel?
shopping.
On the walk here, I had Waffles roll a nature check, even
Mhm.
after following the directions, and with their -7, they got a 1. So they are half sure that we are not even at the right farm, and are following along because they follow Mom everywhere, but they are not interacting because they're pretty sure that they're going to tell us that we're at the wrong farm.
Look, the older farmer looks and responds, "Yeah, I'm Farmer Gretel. How may I help you?"
We understand that there was a problem with delivering the ingredients, so we're help gathering them to help make sure that the rock stew is made.
What Octavia said.
Mhm. Okay, yeah.
With the side of murder.
No murder, no murder,
Just
no
a side of
murder.
murder.
Pick up
A side
potatoes,
dish.
darling.
Blood potatoes.
Well, I'd love to give y'all the carrots and celery that were supposed to go up to the village, but you see, I got a bit of a situation here now. I don't know if you know, but the whole festival is all about giving and cheer and joy. That's perfectly fine, but our matriarch, her granddaughter is going to be taking over pretty soon, and well, she ain't got touch. You see, her magic goes all awry all the time, and I would feel today is her day to cast a spell and to make soup for everyone. Now I'm concerned. I'm concerned that the spell's going to go awry, like all her food goes awry.
Well, that was because the cookbook was discombobulated. We're working on that one. That's not hardly her fault.
There's a problem with the cookbook that a spell book was mixed into it.
Okay, but now if I give you all this food, and let's say something that goes wrong, well, I have family out that way. I don't want to see them hurt.
Well, what's going to happen if you don't give them the extra food? Like, of what I know, I understand is that they need that soup to survive.
What Octavia is trying to say is if you don't give us the stuff that we're owed, then your farm's probably going to burn down to the ground.
All your crops will be, unfortunately, frozen. And I just start gathering frost in my hands.
No, we don't. We don't need to go there.
Waffles tugs on Mizra and raises his hand and walks up to the man and like opens their cookbook and like points to all the recipes that they have and then says, "We can fix it." And then also hands them another rubber ball. And that's all they said, and then they walk off.
Waffles really is the best of us.
I kind of takes the rubber ball in his hand. He's like, whoa, I don't mean no harm to no one here. See,
we do.
Oh no, we don't.
We're kind of in a rush.
Yeah, in a rush. All right, well, how about this? Don't hurt my crops. Don't hurt my family. I'll give you what you'll need. Just
we'll let them get out of the buildings before they're on fire.
Wait, no, please don't. Wait.
No fire, no frost.
We're not monsters. You'll just be homeless. So can we make this quick?
I think we have different definitions of monster.
Chop chop.
So at this point, the old man kind of whistles, and the kids kind of come forward, and he says, "Kids, why don't you go inside real quick?" And the kids kind of scamper up the deck and into the house, and he stands up off of the chair, and he says, "Well, look, I don't want no harm here. Please don't burn my house down or freeze my crops. I will be more than happy to give you everything you need. Just give me a moment to collect it and get you guys a wheelbarrow to carry it down the road. Is that okay?"
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your compliance.
And your hospitality.
Waffles goes inside and starts making lunch for the kids.
Don't worry, I'll have a talk with them. I give them all a stare.
As the older gentleman kind of heads off back into the barn area, you could hear commotion, and in a few moments, Waffles, what did you make the kids, by the way? Because you were making them lunch.
They what they always try to do is they try to, at least in one of their sacks, have like, just like everyone did at the start of the pandemic, had like a sourdough starter. And then kind of laid that out to rest for a little bit. And during that time, he wandered into their pantry, probably found some, because they have some of their own rations. So they have some jerky, they have some things like that. And so then they would kind of basically make like their own pigs in a blanket out of the sausage that they have, and then put that on the stove for like a short rise. And then they actually have their own timer that they have, one of the little clockwork timers to set that. And then they get that set. And then they probably have some cactus from Vander, and they will peel it with their dagger to take off all the outside, squeeze some for juice, and dice up the rest of it for just some finger foods. And then they get that out of the way and then head back outside.
I guess now's the time to ask, Vander, are your cactuses poisonous in any fashion?
Hope not.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Probably like very nutritious.
Wait,
Lots of
are
vitamins
cacti
in
in
there.
real life potentially poisonous?
If you eat,
No.
Really?
I think sometimes if like different ones are various. Like if you eat them, you could get.
That's a
like,
Wikipedia trip for me tonight, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll learn
All right.
something.
Not that I know exactly, but I'm definitely like 70% sure you can't drink the water
I'm
out
intrigued.
of a cactus.
If anyone finds the answer to that and tweets it, I'll retweet it.
Yes, please. So as Waffles finishes cooking and Taffy and Mal kind of are standing there or irradiating magic, the older gentleman kind of comes back with a small wheelbarrow, and you can see multiple different sacks in there, and these are definitely carrots and celery that you were looking for. And they kind of put the wheelbarrow down. They're like, well, now y'all here's everything you want. Now please go on your way. I mean, you no harm, and I hope we are all okay.
Oh yeah, we're
Thank
fine.
you.
We just want to motivate you because we're talking a lot and we really just wanted to get going.
You
I
did
really
have
wasn't
to-
going to burn anybody. I mean, me and my therapist
Yeah.
have been working with the anger issues. And I mean, to be honest, I'm not angry. I just really don't like wasting time.
You are working so hard on that, Malorax. You're doing so well. Everyone clap. Everyone clap.
I don't
And
need that. But
Waffles
I didn't
hands.
ask you to clap. I
Yep.
turned to the farmer. No one asked you to clap. You're not
Yeah.
involved. You don't know Malorax. You're rude.
Wa-
Sorry.
Waffle does hand the sourdough, like pigs in a blanket
Mhm.
and stuff to the farmer, and then goes back behind Mizra.
As you kind of have now the little satchel, you look down at your next area where you need to go, and it specifically says Hollows, the Hollows, and that's where the Hollow Hills, and it's a bit west of this area. You could make a nature check, whoever has nature, to know exactly which way to go.
I have nature.
I feel
Oh, I
like I
do too.
should. But I'm also not super clear on where it would.
Oh, an actual good roll.
There you
Miz
go.
got a nat 1.
19.
Mama Miz is a bit confused, a little turned around, trying to keep everyone safe and not burning things down. But Taffy knows exactly which way to go.
Quick question.
Yes.
Do we add does our score automatically have that in our sheet or the
Yeah,
modifier?
Yes, yours does.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, cool.
you use
Cool.
the proper app.
Okay, cool.
So as Taffy kind of starts to march off in the direction of the Hollow Hills, and knowing just kind of a general layout and how to like set their self up in the direction they want to go, they start to go off, and the rest of the party starts to follow. Taffy knows, like, you got that sense. You're like, yeah, this is where I'm going. I know where I'm going. You start to head off into that direction. You kind of look up and you see the sun is kind of setting at this point. And we are going to take a 10-minute break so everyone can run and use the bathroom. I want to say thank you very much to my party. Let's see where this turns out. Everyone's getting a bit... I'm having fun. I hope everyone's having fun. So it's a blast. Thank you very much for being here. And don't forget, donate. Do it. Hey, welcome back, you awesome people out there in the universe. So if you're just joining, we're playing Jasper's Game Day, and we're very close to the $2,000 mark. So if you have and you can, please donate. If you can't, just being here is awesome, and we appreciate you. So just a quick recap. Our party is made up of, has basically shaken down a older farmer for some food, and they're now on to their next great adventure, and they're heading over to the Hollowed Hills to grab some potatoes from a grumpy dwarf. Not that dwarf, please don't strike me, Disney. So heading over to the Hollow Hills, Taffy has so amazingly perfect directions, knowing this area, having a layout, having a connection, finding their way through the woods. They're able to find the Hollow Hills, which is only a short trip from this farm. As you get to the Hollow Hills, you can now see it's actually a mining area. And there are a number of miners all around, and a very gruff dwarf kind of stumbles forward, big belly covered in dust, as the party kind of heads down the road heading towards them. He says, "Oh yeah, what's going on here? Who be you?"
Hey, go ahead, Octavia.
Well, isn't someone at Mr. Grumpy Pants? Just smile. Just smile.
We're from the town, and we were asked because of their problem with getting the ingredients for the rock soup. We were asked to kind of gather the ingredients to kind of help with the town to make sure they don't starve.
The town?
Did that summarize it?
Yeah, the town. Oh,
yeah.
You're here for the
potatoes.
Yeah, the potatoes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Potato.
That's right. Yeah.
Potato.
No, we're not giving those over. No.
Why not?
Why not? Well, let me tell you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got gout in my foot, and it hurts when I walk.
See? Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the town doctor. I said, "Doc, look at this. Big toe is swollen. My knee is swollen. It hurts when I walk. I'm a foreman in these mines. I can't work these mines." Town doctor said, "Sure, I'll whip you up a tonic to help you out." I said, "Not a problem. How long is that going to take?" Doc said, "Oh, about a week or so." That was 3 weeks ago.
That's just how doctors work.
Did you take really all of the tonic, or did you stop after a certain point?
Wait, so what basically is wrong with you? I'm a cleric. I know some medicine.
Well, I got this gout. It flares up in these cold days. And while I was looking forward to taking the tonic, I never received the tonic. And that's why the town's not getting those potatoes. Now, unless any of y'all have the tonic.
Well, and Waffles walks over to Octavia and, like, again, does the tug and hands up, like, a minor healing potion with, like, tonic written in scribble, like, licked and stuck to the side of the healing potion, and just kind of puts it in their pocket and then walks back off.
Why don't you have a seat, dear, and let us look at it?
I don't have a tonic, but I have some medicine tools. I could probably do something to help you.
I'm sure we can just kind of cut the foot off, and it will probably.
No.
We could cauterize it after.
Let's try to save the foot.
Yeah, I'm with the tiefling over there. Let's save the foot.
I would like to burn down another place.
Malarax, we talked about these urges. Do we need to get a hold of your therapist?
Listen, I mean, the person's being obstinate. What am I supposed to do?
He is being very obstinate, and it is quite annoying, and I would appreciate watching him burn for all eternity in hellfire, but we do need these potatoes, so we need to be somewhat polite. She says this at full volume.
No, it's understandable. He's frustrated, so let's try to get help with that instead of trying to...
Fine, we'll try your method first, Octavia.
Fine.
I agree. Let's let Octavia. I'm just not going to try it. Let's let Octavia try what she's going to do. And sir, can I offer you a drink?
Please, I'll take anything. What you got? Whiskey? I love whiskey.
Let's find out. And I procured an item called the Flask of Fellowship.
Ooh.
If I pour it into a glass, it should be whatever his favorite drink is.
Oh, cool. Rye whiskey. As you pour it out of your magic flask, it instantly turns, I'm assuming it's a clear liquid, and then it turns into a nice golden brown whiskey, and it fills his mug, and he takes a big swig of it. He's like, all right, follow me. And he points towards a small shed. And he starts to hobble towards the shed, and he throws his arm up, and he kind of like slaps you on the back. Mizra is like, this is delicious. Thank you. You're the nicest person I've met yet.
You're very welcome, dear.
As they start to head off, Waffles, Taffy, and Vander, what are you three doing?
I passed a note to Vander asking them if we should sneak off and just steal the potatoes while Mizra is talking to them. And I think Taffy understood.
Taffy's sort of just like,
yeah, and they're 6'5", understood when our tiny goblin, our tiny cacti. And so I think we are going to try to sneak off and try to see where the potatoes actually are. I'm all for healing this gentleman, and I passed my healing potion to Octavia if that will help, but we're gonna get the potatoes regardless.
One way or another, we're getting potatoes.
May as well start loading them up.
So, Waffles, you're going to like quiet down Vander and Taffy, and the three of you are going to kind of like head off in a separate direction to like sneak around. I do need a stealth check, Waffles, and this is the stealth check for the group.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No, everyone could give me a stealth check.
Oh, are you sure? I don't know if I need to.
Oh, okay.
I only got a 17, so
I'm afraid
let's
to.
see. Let's see. My stealth's not bad.
26 is better.
26.
All right. So, Taffy, Waffles kind of heads off and grabs the wheelbarrow and starts to move it. And Vander actually like steps in front of the barrel, and it like tilts and it wobbles, and Taffy, you like lunge and you grab the barrel, and Mama Miz and Octavia and Mal and the grumpy dwarf kind of like turn, and you just like quick wave and you're like, hi.
Hey, I got a question. I got a question.
Yes.
Would the gout be the fact of what the gout would be considered a condition?
Yeah, it's a pretty negative condition.
Like
they're flat-footed all the time because
like they're, I mean, like a condition like enfeebled or something like that. Would you say that counts?
Yeah, they're like flat-footed and enfeebled. It causes them to their base speed does lower.
Okay, then I am going to pull out my scroll of restoration.
Okay.
So, what restoration does is that I can either choose a lesser toxin or reduce a condition of clumsy. At this level, would be clumsy, enfeebled, or stupefied. So, if that'll work, I'll use that. I'll cast the spell for a scroll to help with the gout. If that'll work.
Yeah. So, as Mizra and Octavia and Mal kind of get towards the shed, Octavia, you pull out your scroll and you start to cast your spell. While that is going on and happening, Taffy, you, Waffles, and Vander kind of make your way to the side, and following your nose, you can actually start to smell like they have like a cooking area, and that's kind of where you're going to see if you could snag some potatoes.
Cool.
As you kind of head in that direction, you do see a few of the other dwarves that were working in the mines. You're able to, with Taffy's very high stealth and Waffle's equally good stealth, you're able to maneuver around and get around the dwarves without being seen. You're able to see that they do have some potatoes in sacks of potatoes, but they also have other root vegetables, parsnips, and such. So you have the wheelbarrow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Waffles is going to try to find one of their own stew recipes and see how many, like just the ratio between potatoes and parsnips and other root vegetables, and just try to suggest how many of each that we take, and then kind of go from there if we can load them up, if that's cool with everyone.
I would like to put on a potato bag, like a potato sack, and stick my arms through it, and then fill the sack up with potatoes and kind of hold it up with my tiny little plant buff arms.
Like that concept. Sure.
That's adorable. Yeah.
Right.
Ooh,
That is absolutely precious, Vander. Oh my god.
For this.
Did you keep this look forever? Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I could wear potatoes for. I mean, sometimes the potatoes get kind of smelly, but I could like swap them out for other potatoes, and then I'll be a potato sack wearing potato person forever.
It's natural armor.
Potato armor.
As you put your sack on and start to fill the bag with potatoes and parsnips and Waffles doing that, Taffy, you're keeping an eye out to make sure none of the other dwarves notice what is going on, and you're able to fill the sack very quickly, and then start to make your way, I guess, back to the shed or to like an open area where Ms. Mal and Octavia would see you, so that they like you can make the eye contact and be like, hey, listen, let's get out.
Go home.
So you grab them up and you start to head back, and as you're heading back, you do notice that the dwarves, you hear a loud whistle coming from deeper in the mines, and you now realize that's probably change of shift, and dwarves are starting to slowly come out of the mines, and I need how are you going to avoid them? Check. You can tell me how you would like to avoid them.
Waffles has a lesser smoke stick, has a couple of them, and so Waffles would like to lean to everyone and just say keep moving, and then whip a smoke stick, like pull the smoke stick, whip it towards the front of the mine, and just yell fire.
To add to that,
go ahead. That's all Waffles has got.
To add to that, Taffy is going to whip out a gale burst, and so the gale blast, so the smoke like billows out all over the place.
I'm just running with my little arms stuck out in my potato sack with my sack of potatoes. Yep.
So Vander just like kind of takes off like ahead of the group, and Taffy, you pull your spells together and you create this gale burst, and it's a bit chilly, having that icy air and chill.
It smells vaguely of peppermint too.
I love that smell, so I appreciate that. So peppermint smells, and then all of a sudden you hear just Waffle screaming fire, and as that's all happening inside the small Foreman shack, Mal, Miz, and Octavia has finished casting her spell and has casted restoration, fills the room. It's beautiful. The angry dwarf, a smile creeps across his angry face, and he's like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. Oh yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You have all been wonderful, and I appreciate your hard work. And I'm sorry about before. I didn't mean to come so angry. It's just I'm on my feet 48 hours a day, and it's a pain.
It's okay. Apology accepted. I'm just glad that we didn't have to burn the place down.
Yeah.
That.
And we're where everyone else is.
And the dwarf kind of shoves his tankard towards Mizra, and is like, and is like looking for a little bit more of that magical drink that you had, and they're like leaning towards you. They're like,
She will absolutely top it off.
Yes. And he smiles and he takes another big swig of it and he's like, "Oh my goodness, y'all are the best." You know what? I'm sorry for being such a pain in the tuchus earlier. So why
But it's perfectly fine. It's been a great visit. So, Misra, I think we should head out and let this gentleman get back to his shift change. Right?
Wait,
There's a
what
fire.
about the potatoes?
There's a fire. We gotta go.
Yeah.
We
Fine.
got-
There's a
we
fire.
gotta
There's
go.
a fire. There's
We
a fire.
gotta
Yeah,
go.
what-
We
That's
gotta
right.
go.
That's right.
Yeah, what about the material? We haven't got them yet.
fire?
We
There's
gotta
a
go.
fire. We have to go.
There's a fire, and he kind of like runs past Taffy and Waffles and pushes past, and now he's much better, right? He had restoration casted upon him, kind of pushes past everyone. Banda's just standing there in a sack full of potatoes and parsnips.
I'm not
And-
even like a real shape anymore. I'm the shape of a potato.
And
Let's go.
The dwarf does not notice at all and rushes towards the mine and the smoke stick and the gale that's creating this billow, and now it looks like it's coming out of the mine. And dwarves are coming out, and they're coming out covered in normally in soot and dust, but now they're coughing and hacking, and he's like, "Fire!" And he starts to like run towards another section, and you could see other dwarves are now coming out. As that's happening, I'm assuming you guys all start to take off at this
We
point.
should go.
Yeah, let's beat feet.
I got.
That was totally unnecessary.
We
What?
hand Octavia a
Our
potato
method
and
was
say, "It's good.
faster."
It's good. It's good."
Look at the
Bye.
potato. Here.
But
Yeah,
hey,
potato.
Octavia,
Good job.
look
We
at
got
how
parsnips
fast
now too.
Look at how fast that dwarf is running. That a girl, and
Yeah.
Mal just kind of pats
a
pats
win-win.
Octavia on the shoulders, as
win-win.
trying to usher Octavia along the line as well.
That's what I do.
As you all kind of head away, now full on, like, we need to get out of here. You all now realize you just need the very last part of your item to finally complete your task, get back to town, and achieve victory as your group is normally able to do. And that is, you have to go talk to those pesky
Time to make some pixie dust out of the corpses.
Oh wow. Wow, you two have a lot of ambition.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I have a lot of ambition. Yes.
As the group kind of heads over,
For death.
looking down, trying to figure out exactly which way to go and how to get there. I need survival checks from whoever
Oh no.
can figure out the proper direction.
Not it.
Not it.
Is anyone trained in survival?
I am.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh, those are good.
Critical.
good job,
Hey.
Waffles.
GG.
Oh,
I can't believe that. 23.
awesome. As you head, trying to like speed away, right? So it's very aggressive. Misra, your mommy senses kick in and you kind of keep an eye on the party and to make sure, you got to keep your little chickadees close by. They might wander off and start a fire.
Of course.
You're able, using your survival, you kind of keep them close together, keeping them out of too much of the muck. And at that, Waffles is able to not have to really worry about the rest of the party and see where they are, and is really able to just kind of keep a track on where the party needs to kind of head. And Waffles, looking at the lay of the ground, you realize you actually kind of the directions you were given on the piece of paper. You're able to figure out that you have to head over to the local grove area, like it's near an outcropping, and this is where the pixies are normally located. Heading that way, you kind of walk through the forest. It's cold. It's now getting darker into the evening, and as you're going, it starts to get colder and colder, and the snow starts to pick up in the direction you're going, and it seems that there is like frost. And Misra, as you are in heavier armor, your feet are now crunching into the ground as you walk, as if something has frozen everything over. And you start to look around, and your eyes kind of pick up at what once looked like you thought they were clinging icicles, and you look and you realize they are frozen pixies.
Let's try talking first. I think we should try talking first. Maybe they have a problem. That's why they started this. So it was.
You want to talk to a frozen pixie?
What do you think they taste like? Like
I'm saying that ones that are not frozen.
Crunchy.
Crunchy
one.
pixie.
I'll lick it. I'll do it.
Crunchy and of sugar.
I would go with that.
Not to interrupt Octavia, but
Sorry.
perhaps we should seek out some non-frozen ones to talk to them, Octavia?
I feel like this does not seem right that they should be frozen. I think something's wrong.
Oh, like they're out frozen?
Pixicles.
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 And also,
that's just
does anybody have a torch or a light spell?
I do.
I can lick them. Oh, okay, Malrex, I guess.
I could probably make the freezing well, so I
a-
probably shouldn't help.
Waffle pulls out a torch out of the backpack, and also out of their cookware, they grab some cinnamon and sugar. It's like a combined mix in one container, and they start trying to collect the frozen pixies and sprinkle the cinnamon and sugar and just hand each one out to everyone. And then, but still getting the torch out, and then lighting the torch and handing it to Octavia.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. I have plenty of fire spells, but I am not very precise with them. And so if I try to use this, it's probably going to burn the pixie to death. So, your call.
I think there are unfrozen pictures somewhere, is what I'm talking about.
Would you like to, maybe what is a better option than just using the torch directly? Perhaps we should make, they're tiny, so we have a cook pot. We fill it with water, and then we heat it and let them thaw out that way.
Pixies stew?
Yeah. Well, I meant with the torch or light spell is that I don't have dark vision, so
that's fair. But should we thaw some of these pixies?
Yeah.
As the group is trying to figure out what to do with the pixies, and pixie sickles have been handed out, you can now start to hear yelling and screeching, high-pitched yelling and screeching, deeper into the grove area.
Oh no, I suddenly feel like I'm back at home.
As you all kind of head in that direction, is anyone sneaking or stealthing, or are you just moving as a effective unit?
I'm fine with
Effective?
moving together.
Together is good. I would have a very hard time stealthing.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
Malric, can you cast your light spell?
Absolutely. Where do you want it?
Yeah, I also I lit a torch as well and gave it to Octavia.
Yeah, you have a torch.
Yeah, a light spell I think would be better. How about on my holy symbol?
Very well. So what kind of holy symbol do you have?
Shellen, so it's a bird with colorful tail wings.
Okay. So I'm just going to find the beak. And 20 feet of light emanates out of the holy symbol.
As you activate that spell and you start to light up the area, you now move into a clearing. As you move into the clearing, you see pixies are all flying around, and around them are these what look like ice gargoyles. They are flying in the air. They are not huge, but they are medium sized, and they are attacking the pixies. And the pixies are yelling and screaming. There's one larger pixie in the back, who seems to be surrounded by other pixies as if they are trying to defend this one specific pixie. These ice gargoyles are attacking and freezing all these little pixies all over the place, and they are very much in danger as you move in everyone please roll initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So super easy on your character sheet. If you have it, you're just going to see where it says initiative, and it will say perception, and you just kind of click that, and that should roll it for you.
So perception is our initiative?
Yes, in this perception is your initiative, unless you were
Cool.
stealthing or trying to talk your way out of a situation is a possibility.
Not bad.
Nice. 29.
Ooh, that's really good. Octavia.
Oh, yeah, crit.
Is that a second nast 20?
I believe so.
Damn, Octavia.
Very nice.
Some attack in the code.
Matrix.
So for hero points, do you declare that before or after you roll?
It's a reroll, so it's after.
Usually it's after to give yourself a reroll.
Right. I would love to reroll that initiative.
You may reroll initiative, yes.
I will spend a hero point to do so. That's better.
Dang.
There you
That's
go. One moment. There should be. Sorry. They were invisible and I had to reactivate them. Right. Cool. So everyone should have rolled into initiative. And that should be. I have 2 people. Why is this not picking everyone up?
Oh, I might have done a straight roll. I just did a straight roll instead of the initiative perception. Do you want me to roll it as initiative perception so it pops up?
Please.
Yep. Okay, it was only 1 off from the other one, so that worked
There you
out.
go. That worked itself out. It's okay. Was there you go. Sorry, I'm just seeing if everyone's in there. I see Octavia, Mizra, Vander, Waffles, and I'm missing 2. How did I miss 2?
Yeah, well, you rolled for. Well, continue the perception check instead of.
Oh, I got it. Yep, sorry, clicked the wrong thing. That's a natural 1 on the reroll. I'll use a hero point as well.
That's fine.
All right, 7.
That should be everyone. Awesome. Yeah, that's everyone, I believe, in initiative, and we pick up with Octavia. What would you like to do?
Okay, so in my 20-foot sphere of my light, do I see any of the sphere of Corona and the dim light? So I think I should be able to see one of them, right?
Yes, you'll be able to easily see these creatures out here.
Okay, so I think I'll attack the closest one with my divine lance.
Yes, please do.
Uh, 13.
13. Your divine lance erupts out of your hands, trying to hit them, but it shakes off the magic. It seems to be warded by some kind of ice spell. You still have one more action, so you can move closer.
I think I will cast guidance on Mizra. And what guidance does is on your next turn, on your turn, or you can add a +1 stat bonus to a 1 attack roll, percent check, saving throw, or skill check that you make. And if you use but the thing is that you have to use it on this turn or it goes away. And
Okay.
I'll be immune for it for an hour.
Okay, and what is the bonus for it?
+1.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And Mizra, it's your go. What would you like to do?
Okay, I can't see anything. Is that accurate?
That's not. Why is this happening? Not like
Mine's
this.
blacked out, but on
Yeah,
Twitch they can see the map.
They can see.
So that
I
noticed
apologize
it on
for that.
Twitch.
Give me
So
one moment.
It's okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, I can't see anything.
Like, oh, good, it wasn't just me.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm more than happy
yeah.
to play that way. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure it's accurate.
No, that is not accurate. I apologize.
It's like an elaborate Minesweeper game.
Yeah.
Find the ice in the fit.
Did that help?
No, my screen is still black with snow.
Yeah, I can. Yep, I can
The
see
snow is nice.
my figure.
Okay.
You know, I can see my icon, but everything else is black. But we do still have the snow falling on it. So
Mhm.
Rude.
If we have to, we can try to approcximate from the stream. Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause we
Right. I
see
can
it
I can
on-
use the stream if you'd like.
Yeah, we can use the stream.
Mhm.
Sorry, one moment. Now I'm angry at the machine. But yes, if you want to use that, that's fine. I can work with this.
Yeah, let's use we can just use the stream for now, and then if we figure out why it's kind of got the fog of war over the whole thing,
Yeah.
so
Not bad.
then we'll just go from there.
Sorry.
Okay. So Mizra is going to draw her sword from its scabbard, and as she does, it immediately begins to belch smoke.
There
Oh,
it
I can
is.
see now.
We got it.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And with my first action,
Mhm.
I will move up to here. With my second action, I will attack the ice gargoyle in front of me.
Yes. This ice creature, it's medium sized. As it flies around through the air, it's angry, it's hissing, and it's biting. This one seems to be a little larger than the other ones, but you may make your attack upon it.
Okay.
Right.
It's a 30 because of the +1 from guidance.
Wow. So this creature, that is a critical hit, as it is 10 over the AC. So congratulations on the first critical for the evening in combat.
Thank you.
What criticals do, if you don't know, is you double everything. So double dice and double your strength modifier. So yours is a +4, it should be a +8. And if it does fire damage or anything of that sort, it also doubles.
It does it. Each strike from it deals an additional 1 fire damage.
So 2.
Yeah. So here's the critical. Just rolling off of the sheet.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what to do with the fire damage, but 2 points of that are fire damage.
20. So 22 fire damage. Oh, this creature hisses and as your blade slashes into it and starts to scream in pain. As you can see, the fire is doing a little bit more. And yeah, you did 20 points of damage to this thing.
With my
Yeah.
With my final action, I will raise my shield,
Mhm.
and Mizra will bang on it once with her sword to call her party to rally.
Hey, there we go. Awesome, nice. That was heavy damage right there. The same one that you just attacked actually goes, ironically. It's going to flee. It was not ready for all of that, and it's not happy about any of that. So it's going to choose to not be here anymore. So it's going to spend its 3 actions to kind of fly back and away. And that will end its turn. Taffy, what would you like to do?
You are muted, my dear.
Sorry. Hi. So I am going to move to the okay, so movement is part of the action. So we get 3 actions. I'm not going to move. I am going to pull out my guns.
Oh!
Ooh.
And I am going to attack with 1. Yeah, you thought I was going to use a spell? No, I'm going to shoot. Okay, so let's see. Roll. Wait, no,
The world's oldest magic.
Okay. Is that right? Hold on. Yeah, okay. That's probably a miss. Could I? We all got a reroll, right?
Everyone got a reroll.
I would like to reroll.
Please do.
Yeah, everyone starts with 1 hero point, and you might have more from the donations.
Yeah, the
I'm not sure.
donations.
Much
Wow.
better.
23.
23. Okay. So, that's gonna be...
Nice.
Okay. So that's 3d6.
Yep.
4.
So
16 damage.
So you unload into this creature, just each shot fired into it, and it's not doing well at all. You just chunks of ice just come flying off of this creature. You have 2 more actions. What would you like to do?
I am also going to... I don't know. All of my hexes and spells are cold. That's probably not going to help them. But I can do Gale Blast. Or no, Electric Arc. Okay, that works.
There you go.
So that's 2 actions. I can target 2 creatures. So it's 30 feet. So I think I can hit these 2.
Yep, you can hit both of those. Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to... What kind of roll is that? It's a basic reflex saving throw.
Yep, I have to make a save. Sadly, I'm pretty sure...
DC is 19?
Yeah.
I think.
So let's see how this works. I'm going to be sad real quick.
I'm sorry about that. I did. I'm gonna try to leave.
The one you shot up, it's a mess. It failed. The lightning arcs through its body and it shatters it into pieces.
Oh my god, it's so pretty. Like little snowflakes. Look, I'm in the snow bigger.
Oh wow.
Well done, Taffy.
Chunks. Should I roll damage for the other one, or?
And yes, that one, it equally did fail, sadly.
Cool. I will roll 2. It's a 2d4, 2d6. Hold on, let me see. 2d4, because it's heightened.
Yes.
Whatever that means. 3 damage.
Nice. So 3 points of damage goes out into the creature, and it kind of like seizes up real quick as the lightning kind of convulses through its body, and it's not happy. It hisses out at you, but so that was all 3 of your actions. Malarax, what would you like to do? Thank you, Taffy. That was pretty awesome. You guys are killing it. I made it too easy.
Finally, time for a little bit of fire, and I'm going to I want to stay here. So I'm going to stay here, and I am going to cast. Let's do Flaming Sphere. So I'm going to cast a Flaming Sphere. I don't know how to target this, but can you see my mouse?
Yep,
right
that guy right there. Yeah.
So I'm going to do it there, and that's going to be a reflex save of 19.
Why do you guys do this to me? I was so nice. I thought we were friends. We were bonding. Oh, all right. Let's see
when
what
you
happens.
start playing the Pixies, we'll be friends.
That's. I see what's happening here. I see. Oh, I did not pass.
All right,
For a
so
little-
11 points of fire damage.
11. So this ice gargoyle is not as tough as they seemed, as your flaming sphere kind of erupts and catches it into fire, and you melt it. It melts into puddles of water, and it is gone. But your flaming sphere, I believe, stays on the map.
It stays, yeah. So I don't know if we
Yes.
have something to represent that, but
I
it
got.
would be.
I have a
I'm
angry
going to
fireball.
sustain the spell on the next round.
I'll just put the cauldron on the map.
All good. And then with my remaining action, I am going to use Hand of the Apprentice, which
Okay.
allows me to hurl my weapon. So I use a long sword, and I'm going to throw the long sword, and this has a range of 500 feet. So we are going to do it at this one, if you can see me.
Oh, the one that was running away? Oh,
And-
Wow.
And that is
Rude.
going to let me do a spell attack roll. So 20 plus 9. So that's a 23 to hit.
that hits their AC.
Okay, so then roll, it'll be. So that does 9 points of slashing damage.
As the blade flies through the air, whipping past Ms., it slams into the back of this ice creature and it fells it in one swing.
Then the sword returns to my hand, and I
Nice.
just start smiling little sparks out of my fingers.
It is my go. My little ice gargoyle is going to spend its action to fly down 30. Actually, I don't think they have enough space to fly all 30 feet. Can't, so it has to make 2 actions to actually fly up to Ms., and it's going to attack Ms. with its claw strike.
All right.
Let's
Oh,
see if that
dang.
hits. 25 to hit.
That is a hit.
Awesome. So if you would like to take your reaction to shield block, your shield will take, well, damage.
Yeah, I would like to.
You also have your other reaction you can use, your redemption specific one. The Grimstone
If-
redemption.
That is when they attack one of my allies, I think.
Oh
and
yeah.
both have to be within 15 feet of me, and I moved too far ahead of y'all.
So
So that's my fault. That's bad positioning on Misra's part.
not a
But
problem.
but
It
I
only-
can block with my shield. Is that a total of 4 damage?
It is a total of 4 damage.
Okay, the hardness of my shield is 7.
Yeah.
So it's gonna eat that.
Yeah. So one of the cooler things, if you're new to Pathfinder Second Edition, the shields actually have hit points and they absorb damage before they explode, and then you don't have a shield, or someone could fix it. So
So you
it
can have
gives you like
true
temporary hit points.
Viking vying
Yeah.
for supremacy.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought of. Is my first thought was like, that's a little too crunchy, but my second thought was, oh, but you could do a home gang. You could like fight until you break 3 shields.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's even possible for ability to fight with a shield.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So sadly, while I thought these ice gargoyles would be more of a challenge, they're struggling against you, but it's okay because Vander's here with their potatoes and their cacti powers. Vander, what would you like to do?
They're gonna like try to pull up their potato sack, and take out their great sword. Now, Vander's a fighter, believe it or not.
I was
Despite
not ready for that.
Crit.
All right, so I understand that I have something called it's got a name, power attack, where I can spend 2 actions and I can do 2d12 damage instead of my 1d12.
Yes.
1 action is moving.
Yep.
And then my other 2 actions will be that. All right.
Sweet.
So how do I move? Oh, unclick that.
There you go.
So cute. Okay, and to roll damage, I am going to do
Your power attack.
that comes out of. I'm just unfamiliar with this VTT, so like, is that gonna come out of my strength?
It does come out of your strength, which I don't know why it's not here. This is very rude. But so let's just roll a d20 because I believe I have Vander's sheet over here, and I can easily. Vander has a +4 to whatever they roll.
So how's an 11 for you? Does that hit?
On this creature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. Would you like to use your hero point?
Yes, please.
Wonderful.
And that's just a flat reroll?
Yeah. And then you add
Okay.
the +4.
That's so sad.
It's okay.
A 6. So that's a total of 10. So I think what happens is Vander's literally, they are wearing a sack of potatoes, and it's hard to be mobile, agile. So while they were able to kind of waddle their way up to this gargoyle, when they had to like lift up their great sword, they tipped back a little bit, and then they tried to swing forward and they lost their momentum. It's just, they're no longer the same weight and or size they used to be now that they are just full of potatoes.
I understand that, as I had French fries today, and I'm just full of potatoes myself.
Relatable
I have
content.
French fries every day.
Yeah, so it doesn't go as planned, but it's okay. It's Waffles' turn. Waffles?
Oh, unmute myself.
There you go.
So what Waffles is going to do is they got a little upset when Mizra got attacked. So they pull out one of their small vials, and they're going to take their bestial mutagen.
Ooh.
And so when they do that, oops, I'm not moving. What basically happens is you transform into something bestial and you take on muscle mass, but your lumbering form is clumsy. So you see them just kind of slowly swell and grow, and then their long, small fingers start getting bigger and longer and then develop claws. And Waffles already has very sharp teeth. They're a razor tooth goblin. They actively sharpen their own teeth. And you see these just points that then stay the same. So they're going to move their 20 feet when I figure out how to do the movement. Oh, no, that's that. Which one is the movement on here?
Oh, you just click and drag. Click and
Click and drag.
Can drag.
Oh, you might be on your ruler.
Oh, I'm on.
It's a little square that will.
Yeah,
Oh, that's it.
the square
That's
one.
it. That's it. There I go. There I go.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Makes the dream work. So they're going to do their unarmed, their jaw attack. They have a +2. Also, because of the bestial mutagen, it gives them a +2 to attack.
Oh my goodness.
So that is going to be a 22.
That will hit. Please roll
And
damage. It's
then-
not a critical, but it will hit.
Okay. And on a critical with the bestial mutagen, it will do 8 damage. It will also do persistent bleed damage. So basically, when Waffles jumps in, they literally use their jaws to take a bite, and so you just start seeing ice flying out of their mouth.
So as the ice shatters everywhere, this ice creature was flying around, and as it saw Vander kind of fall over a little bit, it started giggling and laughing, and it was not looking as Waffles kind of takes a bite out of crime and bites deep into this creature, shattering it, and it explodes as you take it out of combat.
Whoa. Waffles. That was really cool. But also, should I
That is terrifying.
be afraid?
They actually hand you like an ice chunk as they're just kind of chewing on it like an ice cube.
I'll
So
eat
they just
that.
kind of hand you one.
Okay, thank you. I'm not afraid anymore.
Next up is, let's see, I believe it is the top of the round. Oh no, I have
And
one more.
there's one more
Ice gargoyle. Yeah. Ice Gargoyle goes. Ice Gargoyle is going to do what they like to do, and they're not friendly, so they're going to use their breath weapon. And my little pixies back there are gonna all have to make saves as it flies back 5 feet to give it enough range to hit all 3 pixies.
Aw.
Oh no.
All right, so they all have to make fortitude saves. Let's see if this passes. That one fails. No, not like this. Sadly, they fail, and they now become frozen in ice, which is sad. This one goes. Let's see what this one can do, and it's gonna make a save. That one did not pass either. Oh no! And that one does pass. The bigger pixie in the back passes.
Yay.
And that was the Ice Monk's whole turn. Top of the round, Octavia, what would you like to do? Sadly, 2 pixies have now been turned to frozen.
I am casting my spiritual weapon,
Yes.
and it will be appearing right next to the goblet, the gargoyle that did the breath weapon.
Yep. As it appears magically out of thin air, it looks like Octavia's magical spiritual.
It'll be a glaive that it's shown they really have a big holy colors that it kind of shifts between all different colors from moment to moment.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. And I believe you get to make an attack with it if you spend.
Yep, but when I cast it, I can make an attack with it. And that'll be a 17.
17 on this guy is just enough.
And
Actually, but right there.
So that'll be roll a 1d4 plus 1d8 plus 8. If I'm correct, like the weapon does. Yes, 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier, which so wait, yeah.
Yep. So
roll 1d8. So that'll be okay. 1 damage plus my spellcasting modifier, which is plus a 9. And do I still have that 1d4 from earlier?
yes, everyone was given the D4. That is right. If you haven't used your D4, you can use it now.
Yeah, I'll do that to add that.
Is that another 1? Oh no.
Nope.
Oh.
I just forgot the space, I think.
There you go. All right. So
That's
let me see. So 9 plus.
Oh, that'll be another
10.
4, so that'll be 11 damage.
11 damage altogether.
Nice,
Not
nice.
bad, as this the spiritual weapon erupts into the air and it smashes into this creature, knocking it around in the air. 11 points of damage deals to it. It's still floating around, but it seems you ripped off a big chunk of it. Nice moves. So you casted, you made your attack. You have 1 more action. What would you like to do?
This time I will cast the guidance on the fighter, so on Vander, so I'll cast
Nice.
guidance.
Vander, you now have a +1.
Yeah.
And sorry to interrupt the row. I just realized I forgot my 3rd action.
Okay.
After I destroyed the Miffet, so I put in the chat that I'm actually going to ask Smoothie Maker, who's my familiar. When I use their action, it provides them 2 actions.
Okay.
So what they are going to do is pull Cheetah's elixir and float over to Vander and literally like pour the Cheetah's elixir down the throat, so they don't have to use their action to drink it. It will give them +5 to their movement for the next minute.
Nice.
I love the collaboration.
You guys are killing it. Mizra, what would you like to do?
How are these ice methods looking?
So the one
confident,
the one Octavia just smashed into is not looking too happy. Probably is thinking about better life choices, maybe figuring out putting up their resume on Monster, finding a new job. The other one in the back is actually looking pretty solid. That one hasn't taken any damage.
Wait, where is the one in the back?
Oh, sorry, the one to the right. It hasn't taken any damage. From Mizra's direction, the one directly to the right has taken 0 damage.
Okay. First, I'm going to move up here. They are staying conveniently within my plate mail movement speed, which is very nice. And then I'm going to attack it with my sword.
So your blade erupts into fire as you swipe out. Let's see what happens.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to say I know your numbers.
Damn.
And you a natural 20 plus 10 got a 30. It doesn't get any higher than that. How do you destroy said
That's amazing
creature? Because you did it. You did the most.
Yeah, that is what a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sword, for the most part, just like bellows smoke constantly. But in this moment, it erupts in a small gout of flame, which is just directed at this creature, kind of blowing back their like hot wind on their face, which begins to melt them and just shatters them into little flakes that blow off into the wind. Another 22 points of damage.
Jeez. Gone. Yeah, this thing just melts into oblivion. You did it. Congratulations.
Thank you. I wasn't expecting that.
That was awesome.
That's great.
Go team.
Wow. Mizra does not often draw her sword, but dang, it's a fun class. With my last action, Mizra points her sword at the last method and says, "You'd best run, dear."
I'm thinking it's going to take that opportunity and take that direction. Next up, would you like to make an intimidation check? Because that is an action. Please do.
I would love to. Efficiencies are here. There it is.
10. Oof. We'll see how
I know I have some more hero points from the donations, so I would like to re-roll that.
Sure.
Okay, no, I'll accept it. That's what Ms. is getting today.
As this creature does have a +0, their DC to frighten them is a 10. So
nice.
You were pretty solid there. The creature seems to be shaking in its wings, as it was. So it takes on the frightened condition. It's scared. Frightened is good, positive for everyone because they do take a negative. So they're frightened 1, and that comes out on their turn, at the end of their turn. But it's not their turn. Well, it is their turn. They're gonna choose to leave. Unless
they scared.
Actually, you know what? They are going to choose to leave. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep, all 3 actions will get them off the board. As the creature kind of flies away, it hisses something into the wind. Can everyone please make a perception check to see what you hear?
Oh dear.
Absolutely.
Nothing. Oh my gosh, y'all.
Nat 20. Nice.
Look at that.
Oh, Mizra too.
Beautiful.
Look at you guys, Persephiroth, the Mizra. Oh my goodness. So as the wind is whipping around everyone's head, and this creature kind of rushes off, you hear the creature scream a name out. And since you guys did roll a nat 20, just going to give you the kind of the heads up on what the creature, the name you heard, and it was the name of Solarn, and that rings a bell, not too much of a bell. You've heard it in passing, and it's the name of a Arctic worm or wyvern, and the creature flies off screaming that name, almost very similar to a child calling to its mom, or like, I'm gonna tattle on you.
Oh, that sounds bad. That sounds bad.
This is not
I
good.
immediately aim at it and fire.
Yes.
I actually unload. I'm gonna fire 3 times into it.
Yes. All right. Make your spell. Make your.
Also, did we skip my turn?
Went Octavia, Mizra, the
Yeah,
Mythit,
it would
and
be
then Taffy
now.
would be
It
after
would
the
be
Mythit.
Taffy's turn.
Cool.
So
Yep.
All
it's
right.
your turn now as the creature's running away.
That's okay. First gun is 3. What's next? 4. Cool.
Taffy just kind of has them out and just starts unloading at this creature.
She just sort of takes aim with her pink and white guns, and nat 20.
Oh!
Let me roll the other ones.
What?
That's
Yeah, let's see if you get.
So that's 3 in a row.
Yeah, that is
Anyone
3 in a row.
keeping score.
Yeah.
I kind of want this.
Plus 4.
Okay.
That's 12. And then I'm going to roll again. 14.
So your first shot, dead into this creature. You you smash into it. It explodes. The chest kind of explodes, alien style, as the bullet kind of shoots out the center. Shards of ice goes everywhere. The second and third shot just are icing on the cake, as it was. You just kind of end this creature as it falls from the air, slamming into the icy ground below it, with the name of Solarn on its lips.
Makes sense because my first rapier pistol is concussive, so kidding.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Would you look at that?
Well, we've crumbled them. It's great.
Yes,
So what are we going to
that's
do
all
about
of
these
them?
pixies?
Oh, well, for one, Waffles and I, if I have a turn, I would like to use some of the ice methods and make a snack with, what is your tiny thing called? Smoothie maker? Smoothie cup?
Yep. Smoothie maker is
Smoothie
the
maker.
alchemical familiar, and I have a mug and some cookware. And so Smoothie Maker will do their thing, and I will cut up some fruit and mash up some ice. And that's what we were doing during the perception check when Taffy was absolutely destroying that.
Yeah.
Is because we rolled a 5 and a 9. So we were kind of like set up our own little camp. And now we're just noticing that the gun went off and probably going over to look at the frozen ones.
Well, holding on to our
Frozen
cups.
So
Yes.
wait, with all the death and destruction, I kind of forgot. What was the last ingredient that we were after here?
They stole all the scallions from the
That was
town, and you guys were looking
Okay.
at scallions. Now, I would like to know if Vander would like to name this concoction that you've created with ice memphs shards.
It's gonna be called Icy Bits.
Icy bits.
Mhm.
Nice.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Now that I've seen how the page got frozen, I would like to kind of inspect the kind of crystals,
Mhm.
their encasing to see what can be done to free them.
Oh, we
Uh,
got lots of fire, Octavia. I mean, Malarax has fire.
Lots of
Waffles has fire.
More importantly, are the scallions visible?
Let's
Yeah.
have fire be the last. Actually, okay, let's try less daily options first.
There
Very
is
well. I'll
always the
find the
pot.
scallions. That's fine.
There's always the pot. We could. I mean that seriously. Like, not just making soup out of them. Like, we can thaw them in a pot. It's probably more mild than sticking them near fire.
Yeah.
So I am still sustaining a flaming sphere,
Yes.
and so I'm going to just kind of move it, and it's almost like in a video game where I'm like, get it, too close, and I'm like trying to just adjust it where it's like trying to melt as many pixies as I can without killing them.
Hey, what would I roll to see if they are still alive?
A medicine check to know if they're alive, Octavia. Malarax, make a Arcana check to kind of like maneuver your sphere perfectly. Taffy, you kind of move up, getting closer to confirm the kill, and as you kind of like move up, you can see the larger pixie is wearing a more refined costume, and she's kind of like, she now takes to the sky and rushes towards Mizra and in your same direction, Taffy. He's like, oh my goodness, thank you. These horrible creatures came out of nowhere. We did absolutely nothing to anger them. Absolutely nothing.
What did you steal from them? Like you stole from the townsfolk. Talk quickly. I have many bullets left.
And she then proceeds to bow. I am Nelia, the high queen of this grove, and I appreciate everything. So we might have thrown snowballs at the cave by the ice worm.
Well, that's not very smart, but not deserving of a frozen death.
Yeah, Solorn is kind of a jerk like that. He doesn't get a joke. He doesn't take jokes nicely. No. But you all came to our rescue. How can we help you? We braid hair.
What you Oh, you braid hair. No, I must focus.
Forget about the hair.
Oh, you're such a spoiled sport.
Fine. It is only right to give back what we have stolen, and you all just did us a great gratitude. So please.
Why did you steal them in the first place? Were you playing a trick?
He's a jerk.
Who's a jerk?
The Solorn.
No, I meant from the townsfolk. I don't care about some worm that lives in a cave. Most of my ex-boyfriends. Anyway, what?
We take stuff from them.
Why do you think they found me attractive? Anyway, haven't seen them not for a while.
We take stuff from them. They take stuff from us. It's kind of a game.
It's Fey logic.
We're sorry, but
okay. So like
you can all be knights of the grove. I can knight you all, and you can pass through our grove whenever you would like.
Okay,
that's like the least you could do.
I rolled a 22 on my medicine check.
Dirty 20 on trying to thaw pixies.
So through the combination of medicine and realizing that the newer frozen ones are probably alive, the older ones that you passed up are probably gone to the afterlife. So knowing that, Octavia, you kind of help Malarax position their fire sphere properly next to the ones that would more or less still be alive. There's still color in their face, and Malarax, you're able to quickly melt off the icicles or the ice pixies, and then they kind of fall to the ground, shivering and shaking, and kind of like following as you move your sphere. They kind of just follow, keeping warm. Some of them warm in their booties, their toes, just kind of hovering around, and you now have a small swarm of pixies around your flaming sphere.
What else? Go cuddle with the pixies. Keep them warm.
I apologize. So I can make you all Knights of the Grove, and I could give back everything. And, oh, I know. And she kind of takes off, and there's a large tree in the back. And she goes into the back of the tree, and she pulls out what can only be described as a very large chest.
Oh.
And she's tugging on it, and she's now flying. Her little wings are flapping really hard, and she's tugging and pulling it closer. And she kind of plops down on top of it and looks, and she goes, well, we've had this old thing, and well, we had fun with it for a while, but look. And then she says a magic word in Fey, and the chest becomes a dog, a golden retriever. And
whoa,
so you can have this. It retrieves items and it stores them, and then it turns into a chest, and then it turns into a dog. And sometimes if you put different items into it, it becomes different types of dogs.
Like it's a treasure chest retriever? No,
yes,
it's a treasure retriever.
Treasure retriever.
Yeah.
Why did I think of that name?
What's his name?
Treasure.
Just treasure. That works.
Yeah, because they're a treasure.
Yeah, you guys can have it. We messed around with it. It was fun for a while, and we just kind of had it. Don't let Sloan see you with this. We kind of took it from him.
It's not
What else? Don't hiss. Don't hiss at the dog. Don't stop.
You rescued a dog, and then now you're just pawning it off on us.
It's magic treasure chest.
Yeah, but who's going to feed it?
Never let a gift puppy.
Who's going to take it on walks?
I can help
Who's going to scoop its poop?
I want the dog.
Hey, dogs are precious.
About those scallions.
Let Waffles have a puppy.
Oh, the scallions. Oh yeah, here. And she snaps her fingers, and kind of like it looks like a shimmer, and then all of a sudden 3 big bundles of scallions appear next to the treasure, the treasure retriever.
Wonderful.
Well, that's mission accomplished, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Taffy goes over and rubs the dog's belly.
The dog loves it. The dog falls on its back and picks its leg up and starts to kick it.
Yeah, I join in.
Who's a good treasure? He's a good treasure. Oh my god.
Mizra will finally sheath her sword, and the smoke will immediately stop.
So, here, kneel, and I can knight everyone.
Oh, I did kneel
for no one.
Well, Waffles
Mizra
is
will do
taking
so.
them. Yeah. And Waffles is going to hand them their last rubber ball as a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could offer a potato.
So one pixie takes a potato, and then the larger the queen pixie takes the rubber ball. And does it bounce, Waffles? Like that? Like, is it like a super ball? Like those old
Yeah, they're
schools?
literally just like a pack of just like it was in the gear. They're just these rubber balls that are all different sizes that Waffles used to sometimes use as chewing gum or just to whatever. And so this one now doesn't really have any bites out of it. But yeah, and so it is literally like a super ball, like a rubber ball. It's stuff that they use from their old reagents and stuff that kind of solidifies that they just kind of mold. And so, yeah.
Awesome. So you grab this, she takes the rubber ball and squeezes it, and then her hand's still kind of not as warm as they should be. She drops it, and then, as with all good super balls, it bounces into a random direction, and she just flies off chasing this thing as it starts to bounce. And she's giddy. And now the pixies are either following Mal, or some of them are now chasing the super ball, and she's fighting with them about who gets to bounce it now. And they're arguing, and they seem to have just completely forgot that you're here. As with all good fey creatures.
Yeah, can we still go through this territory?
We'll be fine. We got here. We can go back out.
Whatever. Let's just go get back the stuff. I want my pink cat sweater.
Let's go eat our rock soup.
Yeah, rock soup. Rock soup, rock soup,
Rock soup, rock soup, rock soup, rock soup, rock soup.
As you all now head back towards the town, knowing your direction and directly where to go, it is getting late into the evening, and you head towards the town. You start to get to the town, and now a crowd has gathered, and all of them are holding torches and standing around this very large cauldron. And I'm just going to switch scenes just so that everyone can see. So the town has now started to gather around this cauldron in the center. And there you see the halfling that you met earlier, the granddaughter, and the older halfling. And, you know, many townsfolk are here and they're waiting to see what happens. As you come in now carrying the food, everyone is very excited. Cheers go up as they see you're carrying the bundle of goods. As you come forward, the older halfling parts the crowd and comes towards you and thanks everyone for what they have done. As you hand them the goods, they start to put it into the cauldron, and the halfling, the daughter, the chef, she starts to cast a spell onto the cauldron. And as she casts the spell, Malrax, you realize she seems to be casting backwards, like incorrectly. Like the spell is definitely not right.
Do I recognize the spell?
You kind of recognize the spell. It's a she was casting a spell of basically to make to duplicate. It's like a duplication spell. Taffy, you also understand this spell because you fall in line. Your magic kind of comes from a different source, but you know of it. And as this magic is going off, you realize there's definitely something wrong here. There's something going to be wrong. And
you're doing it wrong.
As you say that, she kind of looks shocked, and the community kind of comes forward, and she starts to stop, but the spell seems to have gotten loose on her, and it seems to be going a bit haywire. And Mal or Taffy, both of you can both roll Arcana checks to see if you can try and wrangle this spell.
I almost just want to see how this plays out, but I might.
You and me both.
Only a 14.
Oh, well, 25.
Wow. Taffy.
I wasn't really paying attention.
You wanted this to happen.
Yeah, Mal was like, oh, no, not.
Scrubs get what they
deserve.
deserve.
No, not this. No.
Yeah. But Taffy, you kind of take charge and you rush up. And how do you help her? How do you help her wrangle the spell in?
I make like a dome of ice around the thing and block off it's like solid, not transparent ice. It's super frosted. It's opaque. And I just I seal us in and I look at her for 2 seconds, look her up and down. Why are you so bad at magic?
You're just shaking her. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I told her.
What are you doing? Who taught you?
No one taught me.
Why didn't they teach you?
They said it was in the cookbook.
That's not how you teach someone to do. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. So basically, everything you're doing, do it the other way, the opposite direction. You're doing it wrong.
Okay. So she again starts to weave the spell, and now
No, not this hand movement. This hand movement.
Oh, this. Okay.
No, so like this.
Like this. Okay.
No, you're still doing it. Here, she goes behind her and just starts moving her hands for her.
Okay. So you start to move her hands, and she starts to cast a spell backwards, but the right way you showed her. And as that happens, the town turns to the group, and they kind of nod to you, and this is you guys start to put the vegetables into the pot. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, while we're putting, like, because we stole parsnips as well as potatoes,
Yes.
we're putting all those in, and Waffles is also adding whatever else ingredients from their cookware and rations and
Rubber balls.
and
Rubber balls.
rubber balls and like some, just some garlic and then some spices from their own cookware, from their history and back in the food truck to try to help out the stew.
Awesome. Vander, are you gonna put anything special in?
Yeah, a handful of cacti.
Yeah.
A little bit of crumbs from the gingerbread that they ate that has kind of been mushed up with the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the potatoes that were closest to their body that are probably not really meant for cooking again, but they have chosen to involve them. And
Body taters, yeah.
Body taters.
Like body shots, but sweatier.
Yeah. And a couple chunks of the ice of the gargoyles that we had fought.
Nice. Mizra, is there anything special you would like to put into this?
Yeah, I'll add some liquid from my flask.
Ooh, nice. That might balance this out because there's I don't know how much those ice gargoyles taste.
Hey, meat's meat. Story of my life.
Octavia, and anything on your end?
Yeah. I also have the custody cow flask, so I'm going to pour some in as well.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And Mal, anything from you?
Mal unloads an entire large bottle of Frank's Red Hot sauce that he keeps on him at all times.
Making it nice and spicy. As the party kind of comes together, dumping things in, the older halfling, like in shock, is like, what is happening? They just thought you were going to dump the wheelbarrow in, and everyone's just like pulling things out and putting it in. Taffy, with your assistance, they were able to wrangle the spell, and the cauldron actually triples in size as the spell comes to completion and now fills with liquid boiling. And the last thing that the granddaughter puts in is that very special rock that Waffles had won, and they put it in. The crowd cheers and begins to sing that lovely song we sung before about rock stew. Rock stew for me, rock stew for you. It's the soup that helps us in all that we do. And I'm not gonna bother everyone else to keep me singing because I have a lovely singing voice, but I don't want to get into that.
Rock stew for you. I'd sing with you.
Oh yeah, you'll sing? I'm with it.
The stream delay is going to be murder.
Oh, it's going to be awful for anybody.
It's gonna be
else,
awful.
but
Do
just
it.
know I'm
Absolutely do it. Do it.
It's always worth it.
Yeah, I will give
Count us in?
everyone the lyrics. So
Oh,
you guys,
Oh god, we're gonna do it.
Yes.
It's gonna
Yes.
be terrible.
Yeah,
We're not gonna have the
I
same
love
key.
it.
It's gonna be awesome.
ready? Hold on. Are you guys ready for this? I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
born
I'm
ready.
ready to
Where,
end this with a curse.
Yeah.
Curse stream.
Oh,
Best
perfect.
stream.
Yes.
Oh, is
I
it
love
on the map?
It's
Okay.
on the
Yeah,
map.
it is.
Neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Count us in?
yeah, popular. It's the soup that helps us. Yeah, rock stew for me.
Rock stew for you.
It's
It's
the
the
soup
soup that
helps
us
us
in
in all
all
that
that
we
you
do.
do.
If
You
we
want to
want
to
make
it,
Make it.
You need a few things.
Potatoes,
celery,
spice,
scallion
rings,
Scallion ring.
rock stew for me, rock stew for you.
You.
It's the dish
that helps us see winter through.
Salt,
some pepper, a cauldron of bounty,
A few cuts,
few cuts
of mutton, and a magic rock.
rock.
Okay.
Rock
Rock stew for me.
Rock
stew
stew
for you.
You.
Have
a happy winter week. Let's eat some stew. Thank you very much to everyone. You have cursed.
Great.
You are
Love it.
all amazing. I love you all. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who donated. We are so close to $2,000 of our achievement. We are going to hit that. I know that. And before we go, why don't we just quickly go around again so that everyone knows where they can find us when we're not here, when, you know, we just did this. It's pretty awesome. Taffy?
Hi, I was Taffy, and I am known in the real world as Persephone, aka Persephiroth, on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. There's nothing on YouTube, but I will be eventually. I'm also the DM of Fast Times at D&D High. We're on hiatus until March. However, we still have a backlog of almost 20 episodes of content for you to get into before we start again. And yeah, that's me. Oh, I was also on Dimension 20-7 if you want to check that out. Waffles.
Hey.
Waffles.
Hi, my name is Steve, Hermes4939 on Twitch, at W9Steve on Twitter. I had a lot of fun. First time being on a stream, first time playing Pathfinder, so I really appreciate everyone here. To be able to play with Persephiroth, and meeting Dana and some of the other people has been a great joy. So thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm Dana. This was a lot of fun. I loved playing with all of you, and I would absolutely do it again or work on anything with any of y'all. Let's see. I'm on the League of Ultimate Questing, which is an actual play D&D podcast where questing is a major league sport, complete with sports commentary and like fake in-world ads. It's hilarious. You should check it out at theluq.com. Other than that, I write for Pathfinder. I do some other stuff too. But yeah, you can check out my Twitter at Mistress Dana RPG.
And I was playing Malarax, and I am Adam Bradford. I'm the CDO at Demiplane. We've got a lot coming up in this new year that I'm really excited about. We have Pathfinder Nexus, the official digital toolset for Pathfinder that is in early access right now and will release officially in this new year. We also have World of Darkness Nexus that is coming. We also have Free League Nexus that is coming, and there are others that are going to get shared soon as well. So excited for that to happen. I am also, I want to be sure to say this, I am on the board of advisors for Jasper's Game Day, and this is an incredibly important cause, and I really appreciate all of the donations up to this point, and we've still got several games leading through this holiday weekend. So I encourage everyone, if you're able to donate, to do so, because this is a really, really important cause, and this is such an incredible time of the year to be thinking about this cause, and it has touched so many people out there in such bad ways, and being able to give back to this is such an important thing. So thank you so much for all the donations. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing it. If you can't donate, do any of those things for this really important cause.
Woo! Jasper's Game Day.
Woo!
This has been absolutely fantastic. So thank you everybody who was involved, everybody who organized, and everybody who donated. I have been Zelda. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I'm a podcaster, streamer, writer, and community manager for D&D Adventures League.
And I'm Craig. At first, I've been playing Octavia. This has been a character that I wanted to play for a long time, and I enjoy playing with all you, and I enjoy helping with this cause, and I hope you enjoy the other games and donate, and just have a great new year.
Awesome. And thank you very much. I've been your host with the most, your GM Jared from Nothing Ventured, Nothing Gained, NVNG Podcast on all the socials. So at NVNG Podcast, you'll find me. But with that being said, we definitely ran over time, and I know what I'm doing. But thank you so much to everyone being here. You are all heroes for donations. This is a great cause, and thank you very much to Adam, for allowing me the GM for you guys. This was a pleasure. So say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Navigators. Happy
Thank
New
you
Year.
so much, everyone.
Thanks a lot.